I always give away too much. It's like I've got no sense of touch. I'm always pouring out my heart, no little by little here. I'm always pushing things too far. 2, 5, 6, 10 drinks at the bar. No boundaries I get to. I always give away.
All right, all right. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm
Hey,
Traveling
welcome
Tony.
back.
Yeah, they should know who we are by now, but it's going to be some new people. I'm Traveling Tony. I'm here in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. And
Yep, I'm Keith.
Kimberly, we
And
are in Kenya.
yeah, USA meets Kenya.
USA meets Kenya. So,
US. So yeah,
yeah, man. So, we talk about our time in the village. Did you enjoy yourself in the village?
so I went to the village a long time ago. I think it was how long ago was it? Like
Almost 2 years
almost
now.
2 years ago. I haven't been in the village in 2 years. But
Okay.
when I was there, it was a beautiful experience and a humbling experience at the same time for me. I think like the things that stood out for me is the number one is the nature. And Tony, I don't know if you know this, or I don't know if I think I said in some interviews, if other people watched some of the interviews from maybe Evans from Kenya or some of our other interviews. I came over here originally for like zoology, for animals and nature and all that stuff. That's what like my first love for Africa was that. And then later on it became the people, the government and all that stuff. So one thing I loved about the village was that it had a lot of nature. Like I felt like I was in a movie scene, you know, in like a medieval fantasy video game or something like that with lots of grass and nature, stuff like that, you know. So that's the first thing I noticed. It was extremely beautiful. It looked fake. Like when I was there, it looked like it wasn't even like a real place, you know. And one more thing, and it was like super quiet. So like if there's no one talking, if there's nothing going on, if you're like a little bit in the woods, you didn't hear anything. You couldn't even hear a sound. It's so quiet. So I love those things about the village. I don't know, how do you feel about that?
I liked the village. It was cool. It's quiet. It was very different. I wasn't ready, honestly. When I got there, I was like, oh, this is, it was totally different. Everyone stares at you. They know you're not from the village, but they're not staring at you like, what is he doing? They are like, what is he doing here? But not a negative. What is he doing here? They're like, why are you here? Because we stand out amongst villagers because of how we dress. In the village, no one really cares. People are just living. They're not trying to be fancy like in the main cities. There are some people, of course, but people are just generally chilling in the village. I like the village a lot. How did her family receive you in the village?
Oh, they were very happy to see me there,
Okay.
So not just her family, her extended family was there. Everybody was there. Even some friends, people were there. We didn't want it to be that way though. We just wanted a small family to be there, but everybody ended up being there. So everybody was there. Everybody was greeting me. Everybody was happy to see me. Was it the same for you?
Yes, they couldn't believe that Black Mzungu was there. It was never heard of before, so it was like the first. People were coming from people that weren't even related, because in the village, people are gonna come not just to see you, but to eat too, because everything in the village is like big meals, so everybody coming to eat. They eat crazy in the village. They eat so much in the village. People think in the village people don't eat. No, they eat crazy amounts of food, like huge plates of food. Go crazy. But I love it's a good vibe. Everybody's happy. It was cool.
Yeah.
My only issue with the village was the water. It just upset my stomach. I've been to the village twice. I just came back a couple months ago. It's water. It just really jacked me up. Did it affect you at all? How long were you there for?
I was only there for a few days, but I didn't drink the water. So because I was afraid about that too. So
Right.
I had the family give me bottled water before I
Oh,
got there. So they had picked some bottled water up for me. So I was just drinking that water. But yeah, that's maybe when we get into food, that's another thing, right? Is
right,
the
right.
food, the water, it's I don't know. How do you feel about that? So, and it's just to let everybody know, you are coming from the village from Tanzania, right? And we are coming from the villages in Kenya. So I'm also interested to see if there's any like differences between the villages, between Kenya and Tanzania. Maybe my fiance and maybe your stepsister, your sister-in-law, maybe she'll explain some of that stuff for us.
You heard you got a comment right there.
I hope Kimberly took Keith to Kakamega Forest. Jessica Oching. Yeah, we were in Bongoma village. That's like right outside Kakamega, I think.
Bungoma
Yeah.
in Luya village. Our village is called Luya village.
Okay.
But we're gonna be going there after tomorrow. We're gonna be in the village
The
again.
9th. We're going to 9th. Yeah.
Tomorrow is 8th, so 9th. Yeah, after tomorrow we're going back to the village. Maybe we're gonna spend 2 weeks or a week there, depending on how we're gonna feel.
When we got there, we ate the staple food, which is ugali. They had made me some ugali when I got there. What did you eat when you got there for the first time?
The first time I went to the village was in 2022. I think October. I was only there 2 days, so I didn't get sick. In 2 days, I didn't get sick. This time, I was there 10 days. So, like after like the third day, so I don't know. I guess like something attached to my stomach, and it was like death. But I ate the regular food. I ate everything they do. I don't like ugali. It's just too much carbs. There's no nutritional value in ugali at all. So I was like, nah, I can't. But I ate chapati. I ate pilau.
Okay.
I ate a few different things. I don't know. I was waiting until we got some more people in here so I could show them the village. We got 8 people right now to show them like what it looked like. But I could show like I guess a little bit of what the village looks like. You want to see the Kenya part of the village, or should we just keep going talking about what we experienced?
Yeah, describe it first before you show it. Maybe you can describe because I'm trying to envision what the village looked like for you. What was it, like a traditional village house that you were in when you went to the village?
No.
Explain that for me.
So my girl's family, and it's just what it is. Like even more than my parents. My parents are pretty good. They're like pretty well off for the country, so they have like a pretty big compound and stuff. So I was gonna show some of the clips. Of like, for example, the freezer, right? The refrigerator in the village is different. And I'll give. Let me see. Let me see if I have a clip to show you guys what the refrigerator looks like. Oh no, I didn't put that one. I didn't put that one. Well, I did. I could show you guys later. But Kenya is pretty dope too. Like I like this clip. I like seeing the bridge. This was cool. I'll let this play. Hold on. From you guys.
You're walking like you're going to die. Kid, you're walking like you want to die. You want a picture? Yeah. Okay.
What do we use the pine trees for? To make books. Oh, books. Okay. To make books and probably a bunch of other stuff. So pine trees are very, very important here. And they grow right in their backyard, basically.
So that was very beautiful. It was very, very pretty. The scenery, or whatever.
But let me tell everybody, the village, the one that we went to in Kenya, is like
a real village.
It's like the very basic, like a very simple village, So the house is a hut, and What is it made out of? Is it this one made out of something?
They use mud to make the houses and sticks. Like it's a real village. You won't see the modern houses there.
Yeah, there are no modern homes there at this village. So they were made out of sticks, right, and mud,
and cow poop.
And cow poop.
So the cow poop will make the floor instead of tiles. They use the cow poop to like make the floor in the living room and the whole house.
It was kind of nice though when I went in there. I mean, it didn't stink, but it was nice. It looked pretty nice. The house, it was small, but it looked nice.
So yeah, here in Niragusu, that's how the houses were too. It's just her family has like you know they got a lot of businesses and stuff, so their house was not, but everyone else houses were like that. And some of her friends didn't want me to go in the house because I was Mzungu, and they felt like she was like on a high horse inviting me to the house, and I was gonna talk about it. It was just weird, you know, weird village politics. But it's cool. It was cool. I enjoyed myself. Yeah, it was a beautiful scenery just showing from you guys just now. But the village also has some dangers as well. And you pointed it out in your video. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll show it, and then you could describe about this a little bit.
It's a little, it's safe. But you have to kind of jump over the hole here. So you want to show them the hole.
Yeah, there's a scary hole.
There's a little hole here. Maybe someone can fix that in the future. But it's
So about that hole.
You want to explain about the hole?
Yeah. So this bridge, it was built like a very long time ago. I think maybe in 2007 by the Chinese in our village. So it's the only bridge over there. You get maybe when couples have a date, that's where they go. So the bridge has been wearing out. So that part like has a hole because of that. Everybody uses the same bridge. If people have a date, that's where they go. So finally it got a hole. So we don't know if the Chinese will come back to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but you know the Chinese, huh? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but you know the villages have a lot of that stuff, and maybe you've seen this too. Like they have a lot of little dangerous things, you know, in places. Maybe the people in the village don't see it as so dangerous, you know, like the bridge. You know, maybe people they don't see it that way, but me and you, we might see it like, whoa, this is crazy, right?
It's definitely a little crazy. Like I think I did another one here. This is Tanzania.
Check this out. We're gonna take a further look into this. I see why my brother said if you drop your phone, you're done. This is a fucking cavern. Yo, that shit is deep. That is crazy.
But this will happen too. But wasn't this
People fell down here before?
Yeah, the baby.
How did they get them?
I don't know. The babies were playing.
They can't get you if you fall down here.
Yeah, this hole had water.
Oh, it had water. Yeah. But so, now it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But it's still dangerous.
They need
to fix this.
Yeah, they need to fix it. We don't even know how deep this is. Oh yeah, that shit is crazy deep. Let's zoom in, guys. Let's zoom in.
One baby died.
One baby died going down this cavern. That is a wild cavern. Wow. And this.
Another thing too.
Yeah.
Those ladies who give birth to the hospital. When they don't want the baby, they're gonna throw him.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. So they toss babies down here when they don't want them. That's crazy. That is crazy. What is this thing? I don't even know what this is. Old toilet. Old toilet. Wow, that's a crazy cavern.
Yeah, so we've seen some crazy stuff, you know, it can be dangerous, you know, it can be dangerous. So about those holes, are they common? The holes?
Yeah, they are common.
They're common. And that was Niragusu village.
And that hole was near the hospital.
It was near the hospital.
Damn.
At least they put some sticks over it. At least I guess.
They tried.
Mhm.
Or they tried. The sticks were
They
there,
tried,
but
right?
yeah, I actually had another video of some other holes. They didn't have any sticks. I came across them, but I forgot to I have more videos, little clips I'll show as we're talking about different topics. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it can be dangerous in the village. You have to be careful.
Mhm.
Besides the water, there are little pitfalls like the hole in the bridge and the holes in the
Mhm.
ground. If it's nighttime and you're drunk, then
Yeah.
you're going down. You're going
Hmm.
down. Um, so so that's the challenge of rural living. And are there any other challenges in rural living and village
Yeah,
living?
there's very many challenges such as like my village is a real village, so there's no electricity in the whole village. So you have to use the solar panels to get light. So you get most of the people cannot afford it. So you go to charge your phone at the neighbor's house if someone has a solar. And then you get maybe if it's on a rainy day, there is no sun, you'll not have power to charge your phone because the solar works when it's sunny. So the government usually says it's a lot of money for them to put electricity in the village. So the village does not have any electricity at
Yeah, so they're using the solar panels, right? That was a crazy thing that I seen too in the village with like what she said. They have the solar panels. So that's how they charge the phones up, right? So they get the energy from the sun, right? To the solar panel during the day. Then at nighttime they can use the solar panels to charge their phone or charge whatever other devices they have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you see that too, Tony, or no?
Do your friends have electricity in the village? Like Jews and stuff? Do they have electricity?
No, no, the whole village has power.
Some.
Mm.
Some of the village have power, yeah. So the houses with the mud don't have power, right?
No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah. So it's some
Yeah, yeah.
some do.
So same.
It just
Yeah,
depends, like how much money you put into it, I guess.
yeah.
And then the water. To me, actually, the village water tasted good. I guess it's just the bacteria in the water that made.
Hmm.
What's another thing with village living? There's no internet. So besides electricity,
There's
no
no.
one has internet. No one has internet in their homes at all.
Oh,
People
all.
don't.
Yeah.
They're not even used to it. When they come and they see it, like in my house and stuff, they're like, "What?" They're used to the
mhm.
phone. So,
You
food
you know
wise,
one
what did you
thing,
eat in the village?
but one thing I was curious about is how they pay for the solar panels.
Oh,
How did they pay for those? How did they afford that? You know what I mean? Let me ask them first. Maybe your wife knows, how do they afford the solar panels or the internet and stuff like that in the village? Are
How they get
they
money?
But is it? I don't think so if it's expensive like that.
So,
But
mm,
what they use, they go to charge their batteries to like somewhere they make it fully. So then
yeah.
is able to supply. Or some people they just use sun. They depends on the sun from the solar.
the
Yeah.
solar. That's what they say. How they
Yeah.
buy it, though.
I don't know.
You
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know
Yeah.
how they afford it. I don't know even how much does it cost. I
I
don't know.
I don't think it's that expensive,
it's
maybe.
very expensive.
Oh,
I
it
don't
is?
think so.
Yeah. So like my mom, she has the solar.
Mhm.
It costs like 70,000 Kenyan shillings, which is, let me see into dollars. That's like $350 or $400. But you take from the Chinese company, and then you're gonna pay daily like 50 Kenyan shillings per day. That's like 30 cents dollars. So people in the village can afford that. So every day you just top up 30 cents, 30 cents, then you have the light until you finish paying. So that's how they do it in our village.
So they're paying together, right? Like,
So you pay per day, like 30
oh,
cents
okay.
USD. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you don't pay also it doesn't work. It won't come on.
Okay. So they're paying like daily for the solar panels,
Yeah.
basically, inside that
Oh,
village.
some people are paying daily for the solar panels.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Because I noticed in the villages it's different. It's weird. Like the I guess the income houses vary so vastly. You know, there are people in the village that are like millionaires from the
Mm.
mines. Because I didn't know, like, until I got there, I seen gold, the precious metal thing was huge in the villages. So people are
Oh wow.
collecting gold. There's really millionaires in the villages from precious resources. And I
Yeah.
peeped that when I was there. That was
Do you
interesting.
think?
There's a lot of
Do you think
resources.
it? Do you think it depends on the village? You know,
I think it depends
because
on the
maybe.
village. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Mm.
I only been to one village, so I only
Yeah.
been to one village. This village was rich in gold. Yeah, that's actually better.
Mm.
Yeah, the light. Yeah, this village was rich in like precious metals. No, leave it
Mm-hmm.
down the way it is. Yeah. So yeah, so your village, what would they do? What did they do? Wait, here we go. People are asking, do they charge daily for solar?
Yeah, you can ask.
Yeah, so for the solar, you have to charge it daily when the sun comes on, and then you'll use it at night. It just works like electricity, but it's just you depend your power from the sun.
And how much was it daily again? How much was it?
And then daily you just have to pay 30 cents, and then once you've paid a total of $350, it becomes yours for good. So you don't need to pay.
So about 30 cents a day for the solar energy that they have to pay for it. Which is not, it's not much, but maybe it is a little bit more to some people in the village.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We got how much are I don't know the watts. I don't know anything about watts.
Do you know if they're using 100-watt panels, or do you know how many watts they're using?
But it's like a solar that can turn on the TV, bulbs, charge the phone, lights outside. Like my mom's is $350.
So yeah, so it's charging the lights, the TV, the what else? Everything in it. So whatever watts that equals out to be, I don't know how much that would be though.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some Jambo Habaria Gioni. What's up, Salama?
How you doing?
Right, Salama. You know, enjoy. So,
so Tony, you drink the water? You drank the water in the village? You had the water.
Even them cooking in the water made me sick. Just cooking
wow.
food in the water made me sick. People
Really?
saying just bottled water, so you would have to cook your food in bottled water too to avoid sickness. Yeah, if you're going to be there for a long period of time. So just the cooking, people forget about that aspect. Your food is in the water.
True.
You know? So,
but
the germs are everywhere. Huh?
Maybe it depends on the food too, because I think when you boil the water, right, you're killing the bacteria. So maybe you have to boil it for a certain amount of time, maybe like for the food.
Yeah, probably.
All of it.
They don't care in the village. Like they just cook the food and they start eating it. They're not like us with spices and stuff like that. They just eat
right.
They don't use any seasoning at all. They just boil food and you food.
But the water, it was coming out of the for your village
from the spring. So in my village, we get water from the spring.
We have that video too. I wish I can send it to you.
But guys, after tomorrow, we are going to be in the village. So we'll show you all those things from 9th January. We'll show you the spring, how people go to look after the cows in the farm. I'm going to take kids to work in the farm. Like my dad has a very huge farm.
I'm about to go to work.
Yeah,
be cool. That's gonna be a good video. Good videos. I'm interested. Any update on the video you're gonna do about using a generator? Oh, okay. Yo, my bad. I forgot. People want to see that. So I actually have the clips. I just have to put it together. So I'll drop it this week, probably in like 4 days or something. I'll drop it in a few days. I'll piece it together, and but yeah, like I'll show. This is how I did a little village clip to show people. 30 seconds. You can check it out. This is Niragusu.
City of mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. Yeah.
All right. right. So that was it. That's a quick little village intro video, I guess, or mid-tro, whatever. The village is
Yeah.
cool. I liked it. Food. You want to get into food?
Okay, let's get into it.
Or
So Tony,
okay.
when you were down in the village, you had some KFC, some Burger King.
Nah, man. I wish they had that stuff. I wish they had that stuff. My sister-in-law is actually visiting. It's her first time having like French toast and like even peas. She never
Wow.
had peas before.
Yeah.
Get Rosie from me. I'll have her say hi. She'll say hi real quick. Yeah, she never had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She's new to the city. It's her first time in the city at all, so it's cool.
Wow.
But what about? Huh?
Tony, did you realize in the village there is no clubs, no bars? People do like traditional alcohol, and then it will just be like someone's home. One lady will be known to like make those traditional alcohol. Like in my village, we call it busa and changa. So there is no clubs. You'll never see people going outside to party. What they do, one lady does the business. She makes local alcohol at home. Then people will come. Then there's like a huge pot, then they drink from the same pot, everyone with I don't know, something like a straw, but it's a traditional one. So that's how people got to have fun in the village. And on 9th, 10th, when you go there, we're gonna show you how people do the drinking in the village. Like it's in a very unique way. You'll never see women walking around with short outfits. And in these places, it's mostly men. The women are at home. So when a woman wants to drink, the man will just bring it for her at home. You'll never find women in those places. So that's one good thing about the village. Like you'll never know anything about bars and clubs.
It's very traditional.
Very, very traditional. Did you see that in Lucy's village?
No. People have probably never even seen a club before.
Yeah.
Most people have never even seen one. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. We got a question. Okay. So, what's your favorite from the country, Kenya and Tanzania, from the village? So basically, what are you saying? Wait, as entertainment, what are typical games they play? For example. Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in my village, like after Christmas on 26th and New Year's, all the villagers will host like sports, and then we'll have like bike riding competitions, dancing, cultural songs, and then whoever wins will take prizes at home. So that's how people have like entertainment and sports, maybe football, just normal things, or eating competitions, which they do on 26th and 1st January.
And we seen that when we were coming into the village. We actually seen them playing some game. What was the game that they're playing? Do you remember?
You can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were playing some game when they first came in.
So this is my sister-in-law, Rosie. She's in school to be a doctor.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So, okay, what do they do in the village for fun?
They go to the farm.
The farm.
Dig. Yeah, that's what they do.
They dig in the farm. That's okay.
Go digging. Okay.
What about?
You can go collect fruits. Like for me, I used to do like tree climbing. I would collect fruits, avocados. So that used to be fun for me, by the way.
Okay. Cool,
So just
cool.
depends what you wanna do. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you like better, Dar es Salaam or the village? You like the village better? She doesn't even like Mzungu chakula. She doesn't like it at all.
Yeah.
True.
Ugali is your favorite food? Okay. So what kind of doctor are you going to be? Oh, you're going to be a gynecologist. Okay. Cool.
Oh,
I didn't want to keep you too much. So ugali is your favorite food. I actually showed a video of her catching a chicken. It was pretty interesting. She's really, she's a tough girl. She's a tough girl.
I tried doing that. I tried to catch the chicken. I couldn't do it.
Did you want to ask her any questions in Swahili so people can hear some Swahili before she goes outside?
Yeah, sure. Kijiji chenu huwa mnafanya michezo kama mwaka mpya umekuja, kama watu wa kijiji wote wanakuja pamoja, mnaenda kuangalia michezo?
Michezo ni mara moja sana, lakini sasa hivi wanachopendelea, wanapenda mwaka mpya ukifika hawalali, yani wanakesha.
Mwaka mpya.
Yeah, wanakesha from hiyo usiku saa 6 mpaka asubuhi yake tena. Wanaimba tu, wanatembea barabarani basi, but hizo cultural things sasa hivi hamna.
Si kwetu bado cultural things zipo.
That's cool.
Thank you. So I'll call you later. I appreciate you, sister.
Hold on, Tony. I want to know what were y'all saying? What were y'all talking about?
I was asking her in her village, during New Year's, do they still do cultural things, come together?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did she say?
She said they do. They like spend the whole night out, 31st to 1st.
Okay.
Typically what my village does too.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
So,
yeah. Tony, did you go to the village during New Year's or during New Year's Day any of these years?
No, never. I haven't been for New Year's or any holidays. I've seen their like religious celebrations. Like there's so many different churches. It's crazy. There's so many different AIT. What's the other one? It's so many different churches. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But food wise, everything is naturally cooked in the village. I'll actually show a quick clip if people want to see like how the chicken is prepared. See it. Go. Oh, that's not the right one. That's the wrong one. Oh, do I even have it? Oh, All right, so that's for showing. I'll show when we talk about how they make money and stuff. But I forgot that one. It's cool. I add it later. But yeah.
Let me add this to the food though. So with Kimberly has a few brothers and sisters. We brought them to our home. We live in the big city. At the time, we were in Mombasa, and we took them to get ice cream. What else did we and some other chicken? Yeah.
They refused to eat chicken.
They didn't like a lot of the food. They didn't like ice cream. They didn't like the chicken so much. You know, the chicken was different, right? So they didn't like the taste of the food, which I was surprised about. They preferred the village food, you know?
Yeah. Someone is asking the name of the village we're visiting, how far. So we're going to Bungoma in a village called Luya Village, where my tribe lives. And then it's like 10 hours drive from our place. 10 hours going with the bus.
My village that I went to was near Gusu. It's like a 2-hour flight, and then either a 4-hour car drive, and then a ferry. Oh, well, combined 4 hours total. You're gonna drive for 2 hours, 1 hour ferry, and 1 hour driving, or you could take it like a 3.5-hour flight and do a 2-hour drive, no ferry. But it's pretty crazy to get to. Or you could take the bus, and it's like 30 hours by bus from Dar es Salaam.
You know, in the village there is no Ubers, so when you're there, you just have to use like in our village there is no Uber or cars, so you just have to take a motorbike. If you don't own your own car, you can't order a ride online.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true. There's no cars even around like for rides like that. Most people take boaters. Most people just take boaters. We got some questions. Let's see what other questions we got. Tony asked sister-in-law about child. Oh, she don't know none of that. She like a little, she a little kid. She only 21, so she don't know about. Oh, she could tell you about the challenges of school, maybe like being in class, but that's pretty much her life experience. Is just total school. That's it. Village school. That's it. Nice collab. Thank you very much. What else I was gonna show? Actually, no, I think I. So okay, what about how they make? Oh, were you gonna say something?
You're gonna show us how they make food in the village.
Oh, I didn't upload that one. I'm so mad. I forgot that one. But
All
I
right.
can show how they make money.
Yeah, sure.
I forgot one of because I was breaking down our videos. I was doing, and I forgot. I missed the video. I missed the video. My
It's all
editing
right.
is getting better, but it's all right. All right. So, how does your
Mhm.
family make money in the village?
So for my dad, he owns like a huge farm. He has like cows, sheep, goats, chicken. Like in the village, wealth is measured according to how much land you have, how many cows you have, how many animals you own. Like nobody has a bank doing savings. No, that does not happen in the village. So for my dad, he does like sugarcane plantations. And then after every 16, 18 months, the company for sugarcane will come home, cut the sugarcane, and then they'll give him money, roughly $500 to $1,000. But that happens like in a span of 15 to 18 months. So when you get that money, you have to know how you're going to budget. And that's how he was able to pay like for our school and everything. So when we need something for school, he will sell his cow, one of his cows, or one of his chicken. And then also for those who don't have cows or farms, how they make money is they will go and work on someone's farm. So you can get maybe when we are planting in the farm, a neighbor who has nothing will come help us, and then maybe they'll be given like 50 cents or $1 for helping for the day. So that's how people make money in the village. There is no jobs or saving in the bank account.
And that's really interesting, right? That you can actually go and work on someone else's farm and make some money that way, and then bring it home that way. So I think that's kind of interesting how they make money there. You know?
Very
Mhm.
interesting. It's very interesting. I like that aspect though. Everyone's able to eat. I noticed in the village, like there's no one starving. You can find some food. Someone will
Yeah.
give you a piece of chapati or mandazi.
Right.
Some rice. They'll help you with some rice. It's cool, and that goes down to community dynamics. So we'll talk about that later. But her family, they own a lot of businesses. Her father owns many businesses. He has hotels. I'll
Wow.
give that. So this is one of the businesses he owns right here.
Toilets, everything. Tiles, sinks, shovels. Generators. So a look behind the counter, since I'm family. Just taking a look at the shop. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. The perks. Oh, they even have a back room. This is so cool. Behind the scenes look. Back room, everything. There's more, but I'm not gonna expose all their shit. But this is just one shop. It's one shop, one office. Just here, my family. It's a great experience being here in the village. The TVs they got. About to take a look at the TVs. I like these speakers.
Okay. So we showed some of the stuff. People are saying stuff about it's the same here in the USA. In the rural area, farm hands are essential in making a farm prosperous. Yeah, I don't really know anything about farming, to be honest. That wasn't my field. I'm learning more. Like this. Like you were here for zoology. That was interesting, man. How did that go for you? Actually,
How did zoology go?
yeah, wow, that's interesting, bro. That's
Oh
really
yeah, it didn't go so well. Yeah,
you tried it. You tried though,
I
so that's
tried it.
cool. You tried.
It
Most people
was
don't.
yeah, there were just too many chemistry classes. I didn't like all the chemistry classes that they had. So I was, I didn't like that so much. That's why. But there are some farms in the U.S. too that has some elements that are similar to the African farms. So she's right about that. But I grew up in a city though.
Okay, yeah. Me, I never did anything like that, but I've always like had interest in stuff like that. Found people who did stuff like that were very smart, very intelligent people
Yeah,
who do zoology stuff like that. It's cool. Um,
yeah.
let's go down to the next question. Tony, the hardware store you show. What would you think? Maybe how much it cost?
Mm,
So
mhm.
maybe about 2,000 to $5,000. You could start like a good hardware store between 2 and 5K, because I was thinking about doing that. I had a saloon, it failed. It was in a terrible location. There's so many saloons. You know, it's all about location in Africa. If you're not in a good location for your business, it's going to fail. You know, everyone is trying to hustle in Africa. Everyone's trying to make money. There's no handouts. You got to go out and get it. There's no government assistance. You got to go out and get it. So yeah, make sure you pick the right business. It's very competitive in Africa. People are hardworking, very smart, got crazy ideas. Very
For
hardworking
that,
people in Africa. What are you saying?
yeah, I agree with you. For that hardware store, did you get some discounts or something when you wanted to get some stuff for the house? Were you able to get
Um,
discounts on some of the electronics or something like that?
I'm gonna be real. Honestly, like they're kind of like they're a little spoiled, so they could just go take it. As long as it's not too expensive, you know, so they could take like a
Mm.
TV, like how they build their when they get their rooms independent. Like before she got with me, her parents were still like paying for her life. She would just take stuff from the shops to build her room or whatever. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, but I don't like doing that. So I don't really I don't take stuff from my parents. You know, I get it myself.
Yeah,
Whatever. They're very happy. They're cool. They're cool. What
yeah.
about community dynamics in the village? Wait, let me see. Wait, I got another thing. Oh,
Mm.
your
Okay.
in-laws got all in one shot. So everything how well. Yeah. That's that business is run by her mother. The father runs all the other businesses, but all the employees are family members. They
Mhm.
live in a compound. It's a big compound. I didn't want to, show everything because I'm not bragging about their life. It's their shit, not mine. I didn't want to put it out there. It's already in the
Yeah.
videos. People could go back and watch my house tours and stuff like that of their house.
Mm.
But yeah, business is good for hardware. Hardware is a good business for this country, agriculture as well. Farms. Remember we were talking about farming, right? Before we
Mm.
talking about farming during texting.
About say it again?
Were we talking about farming? Aren't you interested in maybe farming or something?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I'm very much interested in. I don't know so much about it, but when we go to the village, I'm gonna talk to her father and some other people about it.
Yeah.
But you can actually rent, portions of land, and be able to use that to grow food on. If you don't have a lot of money, you can rent some land. You can own buy some too, and then actually grow food and then sell that food, for money. So it's a lot of Americans have become like very profitable in this. So I want to take a look at it and see what it's like, and see maybe I can even do some sort of combination with her family to make all of us some money. So
Yeah,
I'm looking
yeah,
into it.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Definitely.
Mhm.
And you guys are all family, just like we're all family and stuff. So they're definitely interested in stuff like that. That's why I love Africa, man. I love
Mhm.
Africa.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
accepting of us, and that goes back to the title, right? My title, anyways. I felt very accepted by the main family and guys that
Yeah.
are worried about, because there are cultural differences. Not every family is going to be accepting of Mzungu, but most
Mhm.
people are. Most people will, most people will. But we got farming is the future. You need to focus on agriculture.
Here's the binky.
She has it.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, farming is definitely the future. People have to eat. So, and here they
Mm.
don't. In these countries, they're not using hormones to hyper grow stuff. A lot of people live off of farms. Even like to people's regular houses, like just a normal house like mine, and in their like I guess driveway space, they'll have like a
Yeah.
chicken coop and stuff like
Yep.
that. People are grinding in Africa, so
Mm.
the competition is fierce. And then if you're gonna
Yeah.
come in as a foreigner, you don't understand the language and stuff like that. So I do think it's better and I'm not like shaming or anything like that. I do think it's better if even if you're a woman, you come from America, get with the African man that can teach you. If you're a man, get with a local woman that can teach you, because it makes the transition that much easier to have someone who's familiar with the culture of the country. What are you saying?
Right. And Tony, in general, I feel like a lot of the Africans know a lot more about nature, about what fruits to eat, what trees to grow, and different names of the trees. They know a lot about that stuff, you know? And I feel like a lot of people in the US, some people, there's a portion of people in the US who they want to learn that, like, right? Like a lot of them are trying to go off the grid and trying to learn these survival tricks and tips, right? Here, people already know this stuff. You know, like Kimberly, she already knows different trees. Like she's telling me, oh, this is that tree, this is that tree, this is this does this. So I like that about here. And like you said, the chicken coop, right? They had that. We had a house in Tanzania, and it was a nice house, like a kind of a modern house, and it had one in it, a chicken coop. And I was like, why? You know, I was surprised. I didn't even know what it was at first, and then they told me. So it was like it's very common for people to be doing this stuff, you know, in Africa.
Definitely. Like, because like we're saying, you know, people are grinding. Let me see. I did have a question for the guy at the library. Do you work remotely? Because I live in Africa. Okay, yeah. Question for Keith.
Yep. Yeah, I work remotely. I'm a teacher online, and you can do that too. You don't have to have a degree to teach online. It's better if you do have a degree, but you don't need one, and you can live like comfortably in Africa by doing something like that. So yeah, work online.
What are you teaching again? For the new
English. Yep, teaching English. Yep.
Everybody can teach English. You know, we are proficient in the English language. But I mean, is there some type of proficiency test that you have to take to be a English teacher? Maybe grammar, things of that nature, punctuation. You know, do they want to see that you have some basis of proper English, or they just like, you know? Because I don't think they just let anyone do it. You seem very intelligent. So.
You know what? You would be wrong. They let anybody do it as long as as long as you speak. You know, it maybe if they want to, you have to like for let's say there's a program called iTalki, which is a pretty popular one that they use. For this one, you don't have to have any degrees or anything, right? I think they test your voice, so like you have to say a sentence or something like that, so they can know that you have good English, so they can hear you. And they say, okay, you can teach. But there are other programs that you need to show proof, like you got to pass a test, you know, a grammar test and stuff like that. Some of them prefer for you to have a bachelor's degree. Some of them prefer for you to have a teaching English certification. So it just kind of depends on the program that you go into, you know, what job that you're going for, you know. But for iTalki, no, you don't really need to have any qualifications.
So, are you gonna do a video about how you are a digital nomad? And I mean, people want to see stuff. I can't do it because it's not what I'm doing. So, but yeah, if you could do that, people definitely want to see that. Like, if you make the title thumbnail crazy and you're sitting there breaking it down for people how to do it, because the need for leaving America is crazy. Like, people want to leave. Every day I get on social media, it's just people bitching about America, man. It's crazy. I feel bad, honestly. That's why, you know, I get on here and I talk about it, you know, because a lot of people are looking forward to coming to the motherland, you know, especially what they're doing to blacks in America. Like, they're putting us against each other, man. Everything is like black on black. Like even the male versus female gender wars, black on black. It's crazy. It's not even the other races like that. So I don't agree with what's going down. That's why I'm here in the motherland where it's peaceful. I do think you can help people, man. Honestly, that a lot of people would love to hear that, bro. That's like fire what you're doing. A lot of people would love to hear that.
That's important though. You got to find a way to get over here. You know, you got to find a way to make constant income when you're in Africa, right? And a lot of people, when they come over here, I don't know if you noticed, Tony, but a lot of them go broke. You know, they run out of money and they got to go back, right?
That's actually a big thing. That's actually a big thing. When I first came to Africa, they were saying Black Americans don't last in Africa, and I was just wondering why don't we last? Why don't we last? I thought it was cultural at first, but I
Yeah.
think the cultural difference is if you're like any type of adaptable human being, you could get by. It's not. Yeah, some of
Yeah.
it is crazy, but it's not like you got to cut the head off. In America, we think you got to cut the head off chickens and drink the blood to marry a traditional girl in the village. So, but it's not true, you know, and that's why I want to disprove and prove some things. You know, some things are untrue, some things are true. Fish farming is also very profitable. Yeah, a lot of people fish farm. It's a lot of, probably Mombasa is bigger for fish farming, right, Kim?
What?
You said a lot of in Mombasa. You said you feel like they do a lot more fish farming there,
Because
right?
the water's there, yeah, the water's
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
that's
so
true. We always see them on the boats.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I see it too. Zanzibar, they do a lot of fish farming. I should have added more clips, you know, to show people because I have so many videos, right? There's clips of like everything I did.
Oh, I remember you asking me about bringing the clips. I didn't understand you clear enough. I would have gave you a whole bunch of clips too, but maybe next time we'll do something like that.
We're growing. You know what I'm saying? We're growing. You know, next time, yeah, I'll add them.
Mhm.
You know, you seen I did a little editing to your video, the video you sent me. You know what I'm saying? Did you like the
Nice.
USA meets Kenya thing with the flag at the top? All right, that's cool, right?
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Oh, you didn't notice it? Oh, okay, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. You know, I tried to look at it. I would need a remote job. Yeah, man. Like English is the most civilians. I'm just gonna say civilians, right? The most civilians I see living overseas, or I've met, like even in like South Korea and stuff, they were English teachers. They're English
Wow.
teachers. Yeah, they teach. People teach in Sweden, all types of different places. It's just like a way to stay in another country.
But you know,
Uh-huh.
but before you read that, you know, you can also do like a computer programming. That's another one. IT tech, right? Stuff like that. Coding, right? Computer coding, transcription, transcribing. So you can transcribe. So there's some other stuff out there too that you can look into.
And we're saying this is showing that our city youth need to be exposed to more farming and rural life in
Yeah.
elementary. Yeah, I grew up in New York City, so there's none of that. There was none of that. You know, people were talking about like crazy stuff. Honestly, they need to also teach. They need to also teach emotional intelligence. What's up, Kid Greatness? What up, man?
Hey, greatness.
If he wanted to pull up, he can. I'll drop the link because he lives in Kenya too, right? So he knows a lot. He's
And Tanzania. Yep.
And yeah. He said he started his channel in Tanzania. I didn't know that. I watched him before a little bit before I came to Africa. Him and Travel Tribe Raw, a couple other dudes. I looked at some of their content.
Yeah, I was checking Curry Greatness out when he was in Tanzania. That's when I started watching his channel.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, right? It was a long time ago.
Over 2 years
He
ago.
stopped posting for a while. A lot of guys went ghost. Like from when I first got to Africa, a lot of guys went ghost. Like when I was coming here, Travel Tribe Raw came back and then he went ghost again. But I was watching him. I thought his content was cool. There's a lot of cool cats. A lot of cool cats here. Travel Versity is out in my boy Travel Versity is out in Kenya actually right now. I showed him your page. But
yeah, that's right. Yep, I seen it.
Yeah.
He's in Nairobi or Mombasa?
He's in Nairobi.
Do you know?
He's
in Nairobi.
Yeah, he's in Nairobi. He's gonna do.
Okay, maybe we'll reach out.
Yeah. You could reach out to him. He's cool. Super cool dude. He's doing the nightlife. Well, he's done with the nightlife. He did the nightlife this last weekend. So.
Okay.
But yeah, if the link doesn't work, the link should work. The link should work. If it doesn't work, then try it from my channel, because I don't know, you know, since it's like StreamYard, I don't know how that works. Let's see, any other things? Community dynamics.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Community dynamics, like it's very loving in the villages. People are very cool.
Like, so in my community, if a kid has passed the exams and maybe they're joining high school or university, and the parents cannot afford to pay school, like the whole village will come together, contribute money for the kid, and then they'll pay school for the kid. Like, so when I was going to high school, my whole village came together and they gave my dad money to buy me extra stuff for school. So that's one thing about the village, you can never be stuck. Like, they'll always come through for you in the village.
That's what I like about the village, though, Tony, is that they have it's like you said, is very communal. So people are always helping each other out. Like you don't see like people who need food, walking around in the village. Like you can just go to your neighbor's house and get food if you want some food, right? Or so I feel like it's like a togetherness, there. It's a real connection between everybody there, which is completely different than in the big city.
And that's what people kind of got to get used to, because even like Tanzania, for example, right? It's less modern, right? It's more traditional. So people will come knock on your gate and ask you for stuff. So for us, that's crazy in America. Like, it's like, you want to fight? You can come knock on my gate. Like, it's crazy, but you get used to it being a nomad, and you adapt. And if you can, like, what I'll do is like, if I have some leftover white rice and somebody comes in there and say they're hungry, I'll give them leftover white rice, maybe even like $1 or a bottle of water or something with the food and let them enjoy it. But we got someone with a question for you guys. Okay. For you, actually.
Speaking of Kenya, what's good with the visa-free policy?
It just means you come to Kenya, they check you at the passport control and you get in, but it's still the same amount, like 6 months. It's still just the same. The difference is you don't apply for the visa or pay for visa fee. So it's not a very big difference. Do you agree?
But the cool thing is that website that they had on Kenya to get an extension in Kenya was like did not work. That website it barely worked. So I think it's a good thing that that you don't have to go through the website anymore, I guess. But I don't know. I haven't haven't done the visa-free process yet personally, so I don't have firsthand experience on that. But I read an article. I mean, I didn't read an article, but I seen the title of an article that they were saying that their people are using this visa-free policy to come into Kenya. So it's affected. It's effective right now. Like is active. I mean.
Yeah, you just book a flight and you come to Kenya for 6 months. No visa. Yeah.
That's awesome, guys. I didn't even know about that. That's awesome. So get your flights to Kenya. This is your doorway into Africa. I suggest Nairobi as an entrance point for everyone because it's like a soft landing. It's liberal. Yeah. It's liberal enough, like it's not too conservative to where, especially for women. If a woman is coming to Africa, do not go to a really conservative city, especially if you're coming from America, if you're used to like showing your body and stuff, because guys are going to ask you how much, and you're not going to like that. So, like, I'm just, it's my suggestion, Let's see. Okay. How much are the fees?
I think she's asking about fees for school. Yeah, in Kenya, most of the high schools go for like $400 for a whole year. It's not a lot of money.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then there is also free schools. Just depends which one you want to go to. Or if you want to go to an international school, it costs the same as American price. But for me, I went to a normal Kenyan school.
Yeah, so the schools they don't cost so much in the village. I mean, just for if you're American, they don't cost so much.
And then the schools in the village can even be like $40 for the whole year. Just go home. It's not that expensive.
Yeah. You caught that, Tony? Yeah. So, it's not that expensive in the village. That's one thing I like about the village too, is that things don't cost so much money when you're in the village. So you can get a lot of stuff. Like you can get food for cheap. You can get a home. You don't have to pay. You're not paying rent.
Yeah,
You know,
somebody.
you don't have to pay so much for anything. You know, everything is kind of is like extremely affordable in the village.
And then also, when you're building a house in the village, you don't have to spend a lot of money because the neighbors will come together to help you, mostly for free, as long as you give them food, like lunch, breakfast. You just have to cook for them.
Mhm.
So it's very, very cheap to live in the village.
So school fees here, I don't know about the other schools, but their schools, so per month it was like $1,200 or something. They were saying. I was like, damn, school fees are crazy.
Oh,
School,
Oh, in Kenya,
school
schools
fees.
are cheaper. I was
hmm
only paying $400 for my high school per year. And then in campus, I was paying, I think, also $500 for the whole year. It wasn't much.
hmm Maybe it
No.
depends on the village, right? Depends on the village, depends on the school, right?
Yeah, right. Because things
Yeah.
have price ranges, right? There's a bunch of different price ranges for everything.
hmm
Even homes, getting a house, different price ranges for your houses. You know, you go on the app, you get a house for $40 a month in some of these places, right? You get it, but it's not going to be the most glamorous house, but it's a house. You got a roof,
Yeah.
you know, you have the outside toilet, stuff
Mhm.
like that. I never use the outside toilet. That's something I might try one day.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a question though.
Okay.
A big question.
Okay.
Would you ever live in the village? You know, would you ever have a house there and live there in the village personally?
No, I will. I would
Mm,
have a rental property there, but
mm,
I was so sick last time from the water. I'm like, so we could live there, but we would have
yeah.
to get adapted. So you're gonna have to take the traveler's diarrhea for like 2-3 weeks, and then
Yeah.
you'll feel better. You'll be adapted to the water, and you could live there. Cool. The cool thing about the village is you could bring your own internet. Since Kenya, Tanzania, and these African countries have the mobile 5G internet, you could bring your hotspot internet to the village and still have your same internet. But what people
Yeah.
would have to get used to is giving up the supermarket type chicken. And that's what I was going to show, but I forgot the clip of, them
Yeah.
cutting up the local chicken and everything. You got to get used to local chicken. And local chicken, the skin is a lot tougher. It's not all, super
Yeah.
soft, right? You had local chicken before, right?
Yeah. Beef. I had local beef.
Oh, local
Yeah.
beef's
It was. I don't know.
fire.
I thought
Very
chipped the
tough.
tooth or something after eating
Very
it.
tough.
hmm Yeah. No, you're right though. You know, I would consider living in a village too, but the thing that I don't like so much is the same thing that I like a lot, which is the community aspect of it. So people are constantly at her parents' home, trying to get food, just coming to visit, hanging out, and I'm like kind of an introvert, so I don't like all that communication with people all the time. So I think I would need like I would need like a wall or something. Like what do they call? What do they think call those things? The
A
wall,
fence.
a fence
Yeah.
around the
Yeah, yeah.
house. hmm
No, you're right. That's actually why she wanted to live in Dar es Salaam and not Mwanza, because
Yeah.
they will be coming to my house, especially since they know she's with a Mzungu. So she was like, they
Mm.
don't care. They'll sleep on the floor. They sleep,
Mhm.
everyone 7 to a room. They don't care. They just
Yep.
want free food and hang out with the family,
Yep.
whatever. So they're very close knit tribe.
Yeah.
And we're outside. And I think most nomads I've met, especially in
Yeah.
these type of countries, are introverts. Oh, we got a guest. Kid Greatness. What's
hmm
up, brother?
Yo,
How
yo,
you
yo.
living, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm chilling, bro. What's
So
good,
How's
what's
yo?
new with your
Thailand?
channel,
Long time
man?
no see.
I'm gonna make this guy a
I
mod.
appreciate it, bro. I'm a
Uh,
nobody, bro. No, no. I'm a
Mhm.
nobody YouTuber, bro.
you
What,
know.
What's
So how was
good?
what's going
Thailand,
on with
man?
y'all there?
Mhm.
Oh, Thailand is cool, yo. It's changed, yo. That's the thing. Like, I feel like it changed a lot in the past year and a half I've been gone. But it's still
Yeah.
cool. I still recommend people come to Thailand. Like, it's the cost of living, the infrastructure, everything. But like, I feel like the fun factor is going down. Like, I feel like
Oh.
if you're looking for fun, I would recommend people go to Kenya than
Wow.
Thailand.
Why do you say the fun factor is going down? Like, why do you think so?
I don't know. It's like the nightlife has changed. Like,
Nightlife.
I feel like
Yeah.
they're adopting more of like that United States nightlife now. So it's more
Mhm.
like bottles, tables. So you know how it
Yeah.
is. People not really communicating, socializing.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
starting to feel more like the States. But
Mm.
the only thing is I only been to Bangkok and Pattaya. I haven't been to Phuket yet, and I haven't been to Chiang Mai yet. So have either one of y'all been to Thailand before?
I haven't. Have you, Tony?
Have been where? I'm sorry.
Thailand. Thailand?
Thailand. Yeah, I've been to Thailand. When I was stationed in Japan, I used to go. That's when I traveled to Asia. I would do Thailand, Philippines, like 2014, 2013, 2012. I was in Asia for like 4 years and a few months, so I moved around. But would you say you're more of an extrovert, Kid Greatness, or introvert?
No, I'm an extrovert. Yo. I talk to
Yeah, no, I
everybody.
figured that. Yeah, I figured that.
Hey, you see how I be on the streets, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's the hard part of being in Asia, though. Like a lot of people. Okay, even though English is like a lot of people speak English in Thailand, but it's if you just like doing a video and you randomly walk up to somebody, most likely they're not going to speak English unless you're like in a tourist area, and you don't always want to do videos in the tourist area. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. True. And that's the benefit of Kenya, right? You can just go up to someone and they know English more than likely, especially if you're in Nairobi, and they can be able to communicate with you, right?
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's what I'm
Definitely.
missing. But Tony, what's going on in Tanzania? Yo? Like I'm hearing mixed things. Like people are telling me it's amazing. My brother, he went there. What was it? Like in August, and he said it's terrible. So like, I'm curious. Like you got the feet on the ground. You've been there for like a year, right? Or 2 years?
Yeah, I've been a couple years already. I think if you're so this is my take on it, right? Going around East Africa. If you're an extrovert, go to Nairobi. If you're more of an introvert, then Tanzania is the spot for you. That's my
Mm.
take on it. If you're more
I
into the
agree with that.
outside nightlife, then liberal. If you're into more of a liberal lifestyle, because you got to look at it as liberal and conservative, right? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
more
yeah.
extroverted places are going to be more liberal. The conservative places are going to be more, introverted. So that's what people got to see what type of lifestyle they're living, what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a very like religious type place, So during the day, during Monday through Friday, there's no real. I mean, Monday to like Wednesday, there's no real crazy turn up like in
Mhm.
Nairobi.
Yeah,
7 days,
yeah,
it's up because it's more liberal. People drinking, morning drinking in Nairobi. There's no morning drinkers here. People wake up and get twisted. So if you want to have fun on your vacation, I suggest you go to Nairobi, 100%. Unless if you're trying to
yeah.
kick back and you like a beach vibe, then I would say Dar es Salaam. If you want to kick back, you're looking for like, and if it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for like a wife, a more
Mhm.
family orientated place, are you coming with kids? It's a lot of different factors, And I've been trying to look at things from other perspectives besides just mine, right? Because we all get wrapped
Yeah.
up. We're given our perspectives, right? But I look at the outside. Like, okay, what if you got a baby? Would I suggest you to go to this place? No, I don't. But here you could. It's cool, family. You know what I'm saying? Everything's cool. Where you going next, Kid Greatness?
Oh, that's a question right now. Oh,
You gotta come back to Kenya or Tanzania.
He probably go back to Nairobi. I look like he's in his element in Nairobi.
what happened?
I said you in your element in Nairobi. You look so happy in Nairobi in your videos, man.
Yeah, Nairobi is like home, yo. The thing is
It
right
looks like
now is
home for you,
like
bro.
I'm trying to really make a push to grow my channel because I took that 2 year hiatus. So like I gotta go different places. Like I just want to post up in Kenya. Honestly, I really just want to post up in Kenya. But like I'm trying to go to like Cambodia or Indonesia. But like I'm also thinking about whether I should go to South Africa because I was talking to a couple of people and they're all telling me like South Africa's the wave. But the thing with South Africa, everybody keeps saying is like it's kind of unsafe.
I'm
Like
good. I was
you
there.
could get caught up.
Yeah, I'm good. I was there, bro. I'm good. But
You was good, but okay, was you walking around doing videos though?
I was walking around that night because I'm a walk. If you see my videos, I walk. I like to walk. I'm like real nomad. So nomads walk. You know, I'm exploring, and it's not the place to do that at night. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels unsafe. So especially in the club areas, if you go in downtown Johannesburg, Yeovil, a lot of people in South Africa recommend like the rural areas. They said those places are better than the inner cities. The inner cities, as far as
Wow.
the, yeah, that's what a lot of South Africans were telling me. That's why I had a bad experience because I was in the inner city. If I would have went to like the more township areas or whatever, it would have been better or whatever, smaller places. But a lot of travelers don't want to go to a little town when you're overseas. You want to be in a big city. So that's one of the few places where the big city's crazy. So I don't. For me, it's different. Somebody had a question: what is the max you could stay in Tanzania without exiting? 120 days. Do 120 days. But yeah. So Cambodia sounds dope, bro. Cambodia sounds dope. You might really. When's the next time you going live?
That's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to go live more, but like the things I want to talk about on live, it kind of don't coexist with my channel. Like, I'm talking about like I was talking about tricking that last live, and then I just got demonetized. So like,
Wow.
yeah, I don't even know why. I didn't say like. Let me not even talk about it. 'Cause I don't want
Right.
your
I
video to
got
get
you.
demonetized,
But yeah, I
but
said some stuff. Yeah, what were you saying? Sorry.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Y'all was both there. Like, did I say anything crazy for it to
Nah,
get
I didn't think nothing
demonetized? Like,
You,
so
but
that's what
that's
I'm
how
saying. Like,
YouTube
when you
is.
want to do
You know?
topics, like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's how YouTube is. You gotta be very careful what you say on YouTube. You know?
Yeah, but yeah, I like going live, man. I like talking about stuff, man. Especially I like talking about dating stuff. But I don't want my channel to be like a dating channel. So we already got like 1 million passport bro channels. So
Yeah, that's what everyone's talking about. But I mean, we're men though, so you're a single guy, so you're dating, you're having fun, and honestly, it seems like people are. A lot of dudes are leaning towards this content because what's going on in America, a lot of people are not having interpersonal relationships with the opposite gender, right? People are in their
yeah,
house, on YouTube, and they're watching you, man. They're watching you. You know what I'm saying? They want to see what's up. They want to leave America. They're looking. You make them want to leave. You know, when they see nice African women or nice Thai, whatever your flavor is, right? Just nice women. Because in America, they're saying the women are not nice. They're mean. They want to see nice women. But what are the vaccines required for Kenya and Tanzania? None. You just if you are coming from South America, the yellow fever belt, then you need a yellow fever vaccine. If you're
yeah.
coming from America, you don't need a yellow fever. You could just come here and chill. Kid greatness in the house. Somebody said cold weather in
Shout out
Tanzania.
to
Kenya. Is it
Jessica.
cold in Kenya right now?
No, it's not that bad. It's like 20, 27, 25 degrees Celsius. But it's raining right now,
What's
I
that
think.
Fahrenheit?
Have you ever been to the
Hey,
village, Kid
Fahrenheit.
greatness?
Nah, when I go back, I'm gonna go to the village, man. I don't know. I don't like being in rural areas. That's my like kryptonite, yo. I hate like if I don't see a bunch of people, like I get antsy. Like I don't want to see a bunch of trees and I don't want to have to go use an outhouse and all the other nonsense. Like I've always been a city person, man.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
So
you in the village
so
right now, right? Like Tony, you in the village, like you in like Mwanza or some shit like that, right?
no, I left. I was there for a little while. I'm back in Dar es Salaam. My stomach was cooked in the village, man. That I was just so sick. Unfortunately, I felt like I was gonna die. But village is cool though. It's an experience. I
Yeah.
think everyone should experience it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone should try it. You're already in the country. Why not see it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Kid greatness. Like, we invited you. You can come to our village, to my fiance's village anytime you want to, when we go down there and check it out if you want to. But I agree with Tony though. You should experience the village at least once just to see what it's like. You don't have to stay there for long, but just to check it out, It's a different experience. and good YouTube content.
Great YouTube content.
Yeah. I mean, how did you like the village? Like, you was chilling over there?
Say it again.
I said, how did you like the village? Maybe I should get my mic. Where's my mic? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's the baby for me. I can't. So I'm trying to listen over the baby. But yeah, I love the village. It was nice. It was different. It's not like the city though. So like Tony said though, it's more for maybe for like introverts. You know, maybe if you're more of an introverted person, you really gonna like the village. Or maybe if you want to have like a big mansion or something in the village and maybe just have it out there, then they rent something else out inside the big city or go back and forth. You know what I mean? I think that would be a good idea.
I got a question for Kid Greatness. Where'd you go the last 2 years, bro? You just disappeared. You was in Kenya hiding?
Oh yeah. Nah, I don't know. I just lost I didn't feel like making videos. Like
I feel you.
the thing with me is like I make videos sometimes, but like a lot of the videos I make, I don't like them. Like I think they're trash. So like I'm very, very critical of my videos. So like people say they like my videos, but I'll make a video, then I'll never release it. Like anybody who knows me, I made a bunch of videos and I just never released them. And people always complain like, bro, you did all this work. The videos are cool. People like them. But like I'm my own biggest critic. Like that's the problem with me.
That's how you got to be, man. You got to criticize yourself before you criticize other people, and that's how you get to greatness, right? For real, put out. That's what I do. I criticize. I think my shit's trash too, but I keep trying. I try to get better at it. You know, like I definitely try to get better. Let me see. I know rain season is November 10th. Yeah, it's still raining right now, man. Even here, it's flooded outside. It came out. I think this week.
It's flooded.
Mm.
Wait, where you at? You in Dar right now?
Yeah, I'm in Dar.
But I love all of y'all. But by the way, I love all of y'all, both of y'all content. I think me and my fiance watch both y'all channels all the time. So I think it's important not to over criticize. You know, like there's got to be like a balance, you know, in how you criticize yourself. You know, so if you over criticize and you might actually have good content, Kid Greatness, in one of those videos that you can put out, but maybe you so critical of yourself, right, that you don't think is good. You know. Mm.
Yeah, you're right, yo. I wasn't about to put out the video with the girls like chasing me and hitting me. The Pro Max is chasing me. I wasn't gonna put that video out. Gracie made like, yo, put this video out. It's gonna do good. It's gonna do good.
Right?
And like, yeah, that shit is almost at 30K. But I didn't want to. The thing is, I didn't want to put that out because I didn't want to put like Nairobi in a bad light. Like, because I'm seeing like. Cause like I want to show the positive side of Africa. Like I don't want to show like the pros and all this other nonsense. That's why I felt like if I put that video out, it's gonna put like CBD in a bad light. Like, oh, they got pros walking around and all this other nonsense. When CBD is dope. Like I love being in CBD.
It's part of the experience.
Yeah, I agree with Tony. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's a part of the experience. So, like, you know, this Pro Maxes, you know, even Dar es Salaam, you go to Masaki,
Masaki,
whatever, at nighttime, 2 in the morning, you see the zombies. So they got, you know what I mean? Like, it's just what's out there. But it's a very small percentage of what's out there as a whole, you know? Like, people don't even pay attention to the zombies. You just keep going. Some dudes do. I know a couple guys that look for the street meat, you know, they're wild guys, but wild guys. But,
yeah.
But yeah, man, I think you should.
Yeah.
You should
so wait, Masaki's still the same though.
Yeah,
you saying Masaki's still the same? They still out there.
Yeah, they still out there. They built a lot more. There's way more clubs and stuff like that. I don't club, so I'm not. I only go like, let's say you came out here, right? I'll hang out with you like 1 or 2 days at the club, and then other than that, we got to meet at the gym. You know, I'll do 2 days. You know, we club, and then after that, we in the gym. You do your thing at night. I'll see you in the morning. You know, see you in the morning. But yeah, man, I try to show everything too, because the thing is, people are looking for perfect, right? And that's what a lot of content creators are selling, perfection. And then when people get to these countries and they see the negative things that may have been omitted, or people were disingenuous about, then they get mad because they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't like about Pattaya. People were complaining that they didn't know Pattaya was a pro-max city. Where that's pretty much that's how the city was built for veterans who were
Yeah.
coming off of on R&R. You know what I'm saying? For my military people, after your deployment, you went there, you went to Angeles City, and you got it in for 2 weeks, and then you went back to your base. It was to unwind you, but it just turned into what it is today with people going there. But now you got people upset. They don't know there's girls out there selling it. They pulling up with their wives and their children, and they're seeing, he, she's, and they're getting upset. So I think it's important to put out every aspect, man, so people could see the truth. Because we don't have no stake in the game. We're not from these countries. We're just being honest spectators, right? Showing what we see from the camera. Like, this is what I've noticed, my observations.
Well, sometimes you do.
Go ahead,
But
Bogey.
I don't know for you, Kid Greatest. I didn't look at your comments, but sometimes people get a lot of hate comments under their videos if they do, put something out that's maybe, looking at Kenya or Tanzania in a negative light, So I don't know if you got a lot of hate comments off that video or not.
Oh no, yeah, I had some. I mean, I always get hate comments like they was calling me a snitch. Somebody was calling. I don't know. Somebody posted snitch. They was like, "Why did you show this?" Well, I'm used to getting hate comments. Like when I made a video with sabbatical, they called me Uncle Tom. They called me Sambo. Like I'm used to the nonsense. I don't know. I don't know why I get so much drama. Like people be hating on me. I'm like, I'm a nobody. I'm only like I'm not even at 10K yet. Like you should be hating on dudes at 100K, 50K or something like that.
But you getting the views though. I think that comes with the viewership. There's more eyes on you. So in that percentage, like if you say you get 10K views, what percentage of those people are dickheads, right? What percentage of those people are just agents of chaos and they just want to ruin your day with a nasty comment, And so that's why I didn't really want to do YouTube at first, because I seen that part when they're going at people's children and mothers. And
they're going at your family, everybody.
Yeah, it was kind of sick. Like they'll have a thumbnail of some dude's kid. I just couldn't believe it. So I was a little apprehensive.
Yeah, I know you're talking. I know exactly who you're talking about too. The thing is, I'm wondering what day he's gonna come for me. Like he came for everybody else, but he hasn't come for me. Like I don't know. I haven't did anything crazy yet to get on his radar, but he seems like he comes for everybody. Yeah. He came for you, right? He made a video about you, right?
Now, I mean, we don't have no smoke. We are all right. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really make shit about it. We cool. Because I'm honest, like people can't really be too mad about what I'm saying. I'm not selling any dreams. I'm just talking about what I see. Now, my perception may be off. Now, a local might be mad because I said something incorrectly, but I don't understand the culture fully. I'm learning the culture, So I may have like misplaced the order of presidency, right? Like messed up the order, and then they're upset. But it's like, yo, I didn't go to school here. I just learned the presidents. So I don't know the order. I just know they're presidents. But let's see what else they said. What's your experience with the female hygiene between continent and countries? Kid Greatness.
That's for you, Kid Greatness.
Want me to go first?
You go first. I'll go after you. Let you go first.
I mean, I haven't ran into any girls with hygiene problems. I don't know. Maybe I've been lucky, but like, it's like the same thing. Like even in the States, I never ran into that. So, I mean, everybody runs into a couple times. You're gonna catch those bad cases, and then you take those L's or whatever. But me personally, I haven't ran into that. Like, what about y'all?
Okay. What about you? You wanna go and I'll go last.
Okay, I'll go. One thing that I noticed here in Kenya is a lot of the women, maybe they don't have deodorant, so they don't wear it. And it's not just in Africa. Even when I was in the U.S., maybe you noticed this too. In Michigan, we have a lot of people from a lot of the Arabic countries, and a lot of them didn't have deodorant, so they would kind of mask the stench with Axe, the Axe spray, and they would just spray this all over the place. So that's all you smell, from the Arabic people. And so so it's the same here in Africa, I've noticed a little bit.
The thing about
Hold
deodorant
on,
before I go into
talk about. We got to go back to that, bro. They were spraying Axe everywhere.
Everywhere. That's all you smell is Axe. All throughout the buses, in school, the locker rooms, the hallways, everywhere.
But you talking about okay? We talking about chicks though. Chicks is just spraying Axe all over. Like, 'cause I haven't
Okay.
in Nairobi. I haven't ran into it yet. I ran into a couple who said like deodorant.
hmm
Yeah, but I wasn't messing with them like
hmm
romantically. But like you're saying, like you ran into a chick and she had Axe everywhere, and you was messing with them.
Well, this is no. This is for like the Arabic people in the U.S. I ran into, and then you back in the
Oh,
U.S.
okay,
people will
okay.
have it, but not in Nairobi. In Nairobi, they just don't wear anything. Like they won't try to mask the spray. I mean, mask the stench. So like they wouldn't have deodorant or anything, right? You just get hit with it. But people think differently about it, I think, inside Africa, maybe. This is my opinion. I feel like people don't see it so much. Like when it comes to deodorant, they don't see it so much as like a bad thing if you don't smell so good. I think for some
I
people
can
when it
tell you
comes
why.
to
No,
deodorant.
I can tell you why.
Mhm.
Because deodorant was invented in America. Modern deodorant was invented in America in Philadelphia. So it's
Mm,
the import. So Dove or whatever, all those deodorants they get imported and they cost a lot of money. So people aren't trying to pay the. So I don't know if you smoke, but even if you're buying like Swisher Sweets, a pack is like $4 because of the import tax. You're paying way more. It's like double, 100% increase. Now my experience with hygiene in Africa is like you said, deodorant. People don't use it; they don't know about it. But as far as like what these guys are asking, because I know what they're asking, there's the girls don't
Yeah,
smell or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're worried about, because they use a hose, they clean themselves. They don't use paper. They wash themselves in Africa. Everyone, men,
mhm,
women, people go to the bathroom and they wash themselves and they make sure they're clean.
mm.
Now I did come. Now you're saying continents, right? South America and Brazil, I have come across some wild smelling joints, but that's when you go to like the brothels and stuff. You know, you're gonna come. That's why I don't like those places. You come across women that aren't very cleanly, or even like since they use rubbers all day. It's the rubber mixed with their natural stuff, so it's just disgusting. So I don't do
yeah,
those.
look.
He know what I'm talking about. Kid Greatness know what I'm talking about. So I don't like them
Yeah, I don't.
places.
Yeah, yeah. I can't do the brothels.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
do the
good.
brothels and all that. Yeah, I'm good. I could never like the whole like. It's just it's a pet peeve for me. Like even
Yeah,
if I'm talking to a girl and she starts like begging or she's like, "Oh, I need this amount of money," I'm just like, "I don't want you anymore." Like, because I want a chick to want me. Like I don't care. I could pay for dinner. We could go do something. We go bowling, all that. I don't care about all that. But like, if I gotta pay you for your time, like that just kills it for me.
yeah, and they have no home training. A lot of those girls in those type of places, they just come from terrible homes. It's not good energy to be around. So if you're gonna mess with those type of people, then you're gonna come across bad hygiene. But if you're dealing with a normal everyday person, their hygiene's on point. People take care of themselves, especially here in Africa. People take great care of themselves. Um, Even if they're poor, like you'll see a guy, he could be just crawling out of like a mud hut, but he's fresh to death. You know, clothes ironed, skin good, everything. They take care of themselves in these places. Women, everybody take care of themselves. Any other questions about Africa? Try to see if we could go like 20 more minutes before I get off. What you guys eating for dinner tonight?
I had Subway today.
Are you talking?
You have what?
I had some Subway today for
Subway?
me.
Okay. What you eating, Kid Greatness? Oh,
Probably
you already. It's
McDonald's,
over for
yo.
you. It's not. What time is it out there?
Yeah,
Like one.
it's like
What time
midnight.
is it? It's
It's
midnight,
midnight.
right? Okay, that's great.
It's
So
12:06.
yeah, man, I'm interested to see you go to Cambodia, man. Indonesia is a little strict from my research, so I don't have any interest in Indonesia. But Cambodia, I wanted to try to go to. Travelversity been there, He said it was cool. How long are you gonna stay if you go to Cambodia?
I'm gonna say a week. Yeah, I wanted
Okay.
to talk to Travelversity. And me and Travelversity were supposed to meet up, but like we just didn't cross paths when I was in Pattaya. I think he's in Kenya right now because he wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I was going to give him some intel on Kenya.
Yeah, he would appreciate it. He's out there hunting and stuff. Having fun, going around. So he would appreciate. I would have met him, but I gotta do some stuff. So I'm gonna swing back to Kenya close to the end of the year. I'll be in Nairobi. I'll probably kick it for him. Are you going back to Kenya this year, Kick Greatness, or no?
I'm definitely going back. Yeah, I got things I need to do. I definitely got to go back there.
I feel you. Okay. Question for you guys: when is the best time to go to Nairobi? Weather, parties, music, festivals.
That's all you keep, bro. You know more. You've been living it for forever, bro.
Okay, you know what? For me, as a family person, someone who don't go to parties so much, none of that stuff. I think the benefit of Nairobi is you can come anytime. There's no time during the weather. About music festivals. Like there's always something going on here in Nairobi. There's always festivals happening in Nairobi. The weather is always decent in Nairobi. It's pretty consistent throughout the year. So I feel like I feel like whatever time you want to come is fine. And right now is a perfect time because it's visa free. So you should come on over to Nairobi and check it out.
That's amazing, man. That visa. Did you do the visa free thing, Kid Greatness? Because people were asking about that.
Yeah, yep.
Nah, I didn't do it. I want to do it when I get back, though. Wow.
Okay.
That's the main reason I want to go back because like that visa free is like a game changer, yo. Because I mean the visa's not that expensive anyway. If you get like the East African visa, that's like 90 days, $100, and you can go between Uganda and Rwanda and Kenya. But just the visa for Kenya was like $50. And I heard you could extend it right up to like 6 months, right? You've
Yeah,
been there
up,
Yeah.
before, right? Have you extended your visa?
yep. Yeah. They usually give you 2 to 3 months if you want to extend it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So I
interesting,
heard you
man.
can
That's
extend out to
super.
6 months.
Where were you at when you were off YouTube for 2 years? Were you in Nairobi mainly?
Nah, when I went off of YouTube, I was in I was in Thailand actually, and then I went back to the States for a year, and then I couldn't do it in the States. So the States is so bad right now. Like that joke is depressing. Like it's crazy. Like once you live overseas and then you go back to the States, like it's like once you once you open Pandora's box, so you can't
Yeah.
close it again. Like you see things different. People complaining about nonsense. I'm like, yo. Like in Jersey, like apartments right now are like 2,000 to 2,500. I'm like, damn, if I go back to like Upanga somewhere in Dar, I could get me a place like a 2 bedroom for like 700. But if I go to Kenya right now, like in your area, I can get a place for like $300, like a 3 bedroom or something like that. So it messes up your whole perspective of the states. But yeah, I was in the states for my hiatus for like a year.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. So, what was your experience in the States dating? How was that?
They didn't say, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it is. I can see why people would say it's difficult. And maybe because of my personality and the way I am, I'm very extroverted. So I meet a lot of people. I'm always talking to people. And that invites girls to talk to me a lot. So a lot of girls send choosing signals because I'm always talking to like a group of people. But like I can see if you're not like extroverted, you're not always out, you're not going to the clubs, like real clubs, like not like the club where everybody just get a table and sit down. Like if you're going to like house parties, like actually like house music, reggae, like dance hall, if you hit like the Bronx, Brooklyn, it can be really, really difficult. Cause like if you just in the house right now and you go on Tinder, you're not getting nothing. If you're trying to DM chicks on Instagram and your profile or your page is not popping, you ain't getting nothing. So I can see how guys are having difficulty, but also I look at it like this. If you can go into the States and you can get it, you can do your thing. Once you come overseas, it's like taking candy from a baby. Because like the States, I look at it like the NBA, and the kind of rest of the world is kind of like the G League. Because like you don't have the difficulty that you have in the States than you have overseas. I don't know. Like, how do y'all look at it? Because that's how I look at it like this. Like you should be a guy everywhere you go. It shouldn't just be you the guy in Thailand. You should be the guy in Tanzania. You should be the guy in America, Canada. Because that's how I feel. Put me in any country, I'm that dude. But what's your opinion on that?
Well, so I think a lot like you're talking about, like if you could do it in the States, you could do it overseas. I agree with that because you get guys that come to these places and they may be extremely obese or something like that, and have bad hygiene. As a man, because we talked about female hygiene, but females in these other countries really do care about hygiene. You're not going to be a nasty guy dealing with any woman that takes care of herself. They're not going to want to be with you. That's my experience from what I've seen. I've had guys come here and complain like, "Oh, why the girls aren't like this and this?" It's like, man, you haven't changed your shirt in 3 days. So and it's a hot place, so you need to change your clothes. You sweat a lot, and they see you can't really kill it. So okay, someone says one of the issues with Africa is that it makes it difficult to invest and do business. I heard that you need to invest 100K to start up one and taxes on top. What are your thoughts on that? Okay, anybody have thoughts on
100K.
business?
That's for Kenyan.
I mean, he's the man. He should talk about it because you ran a business in Mombasa, so you can break it down. You don't need 100K, I know that, but I want to hear you because you ran your business over there.
No, but he's right. If you're doing it as a foreigner, you're going to need a lot of money to start the business, right? To get a business permit. But if you have, if you have a wife, a Kenyan wife, then you can do it for very cheap. Yeah, the permit was what, $20? Yeah.
Yeah, $30.
30, yeah, it was cheap, the permit, $20-$30 for the permit. So it just kind of, if you're in Kenya doing it as a foreigner, it's going to be very expensive, like they said. But if you have if you're connected to someone from Kenya, it's not going to be so bad. Even if you're Canadian, it's going to cost a lot of money for you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Tanzania wasn't that. Like, I know a couple dudes in Tanzania, they started business for like 10K, 15K. I don't remember how much Mark started his business up. That was a long time we had that conversation. But yeah, people was like bootstrapping their business. I don't know, maybe Kenya is different. And you do have the luxury of, you have a Kenyan fiance, so you got the plug. You can do whatever you want. All right, Tony, have you tried to start a business in any country you've been in so far since you've been traveling?
Just with my wife, but like he said, we got local wives, so we can start anytime. Don't need much money. Like you said, $20 to get the permit. You rent the thing, put it in her name. You could run it solely yourself. She's just the name, just the name on the paper, and it's your business because it helps the family. But I have seen people talk about that issue because there are couples that come from America to Africa and they try to start businesses together. And I guess it's a little hard. But if you have questions like that, I would say hit up T3 and Me. They're a Black American couple. They got like 37,000 subs. They live here in Tanzania. They do all types of stuff, business related. Huh?
But I think in Tanzania, I could be wrong though. I think in Tanzania, if you're a foreigner, right, and you partner up with the Tanzanian, you can open a business through that Tanzanian. So I mean, if it doesn't have to be your wife; it can be a friend in Tanzania or something. You can partner with them and open a business that way through in Tanzania. It doesn't cost that much, if I remember. Like I think what Kid Garena said, less than 10,000. I think it's like a little bit less than that, and you can open a business. But I could be wrong though. You should look into that though.
Another thing about business is a lot of guys get duped as well because they're getting on Tinder and they're listening to girls on Tinder who are just trying to scam them. And they're saying, oh, send me $5,000. I'll create you a farm, whoop-de-whoop. They sweet talk them and then they get hustled. It's a grift. So don't be so quick to just start a business. I would say maybe have some money, like money you could lean on, and take your time before you do a business. Think about it. Look who you're going into business with. Be patient. Don't be in such a rush, because I noticed when you're in a rush in Africa, things don't go well. Honestly, from what I've seen, like
In
where our
Africa,
business,
it's
we
like,
rush it. Huh? Who's
nah,
that?
go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was saying with our business, we rushed it. It was trash. The location was garbage. You know, it wasn't good. I was losing money, so I shut the shit down. I was like, it's over with. Sold everything.
Well, wait,
He
what was it
actually
though? Was it a restaurant?
a hair salon.
What was it?
Hair salon.
Really? I thought
Uh-huh.
everyone did good over there.
Too many. There's too many hair salons, bro. It's way too many. Every girl wants to have a salon. Every girl wants to have a salon. So
That's
you know,
true.
every girl. It's such a burnt out idea. Such a burnt out idea.
Yeah,
They got it.
that's one thing. Like, if one person sees somebody doing something, a million of them's gonna pop up. Like, there's like a million Chipsy Nakuku places everywhere around Dar. It's like you can't. I'm like, bro, y'all got like 5 right next to y'all. Like, how are any of y'all making money? Like, you need to
Right.
come up with something else. But like, on the thing of business in Africa, I feel like you did make a good point. Patience is key. Like, if you want to do a business in Africa, I would say you got to look at not making your first dollar for the next 3 years to 5 years. Especially if you're doing like a complex business. Because in Africa, everything moves super, super slow. It takes forever to get paperwork signed. The only way you can speed that up is if you grease some palms. Like, that's the thing in Africa. If you want to really do business, come grease some palms. You could probably get up and running, but it's going to cost you a lot of money if you want that speed that we have like in the States, or you looking at Europe or something like that. That's what I've learned. Like, that's why I've been super patient about opening the business overseas, especially like in Tanzania. I think Kenya is a little bit more developed, and they seem like
Yes.
they got the processes involved
Yeah.
where you can get things done fast because people been there and they iterated through this already. So I would feel more comfortable in Kenya, but like Tanzania, I feel like Tanzania is like probably like 5 to 3 years behind Kenya. Like, I feel like Tanzania and Uganda are like 5 to 3 years behind Kenya when it comes to like doing business and stuff like that.
It's because Tanzania closes themselves
Mhm.
off from the outside world. They keep everything internal. They try to keep everything Swahili to keep the Western. I see what they're doing. They try to keep the Western influence out because people don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about our culture. Most people don't even know who LeBron James is. But if you go to Kenya, everyone knows who LeBron James is. So they're behind maybe even further than 5 years. Like as far as like structural, organizational structure, they're very behind. Africa is behind the organizational structure, period. But
Yeah.
you know, some countries are more behind. You know, we
But
got
let
a
me
question.
add,
We got a question. Go
before you
ahead.
do that, Tony, real quick. Um, I don't know if we don't have anybody from Uganda, but there was a couple on Kinganda. I don't know if y'all watched that YouTube channel. Kinganda had a couple. They're from America, a black couple, but they live in Uganda, and they opened a business in Uganda, and they broke down exactly how much everything costs on one of their lives, and it wasn't much, and they didn't have to they didn't go through the struggle of Kenya where you had to you had to have 100,000 in a bank account, or Tanzania where you had to partner up with a Tanzanian. With Uganda, it seemed like it was straightforward. They had a straightforward process, and they opened the business there, and they're doing well. I wish I knew the YouTube channel, but you check out Uganda too if you're trying to open a business in Africa. I think that's a good place to check out.
When I lived in Uganda, it was actually a black girl from the UK that owned my Airbnb. She owned an apartment and
Wow.
stuff. Yeah, so it's easy for foreigners to go to Uganda. Uganda wants foreigners to go there and spend money to put in the economy. That's why the Chinese
Yep.
have taken over Uganda. Like you see
Mm.
Chinese everywhere in Uganda. They're literally everywhere in Kampala. So yeah, Uganda might. If you guys are trying to make money, I actually met a brother, older brother. He's like 50 something. He has like a cargo business in Uganda. He told me he was making like $10,000 a month doing that.
Wow.
I didn't get the ins and outs of it, but that sounded legit. So we got a question for the first year living comfortably. How much money should you have, and how much emergency money should you have? I don't know if you guys want to answer that.
subjective as hell, bro. It depends on your lifestyle. If you go into the club buying bottles every day, you're gonna need like 5 to 6 racks every month. If you stay
Yep.
in a home and you eating like ugali and nabuku or some stuff like that every day, you could probably live off $1,000 or 1,500. That really depends. Like, okay, I would say to live comfortably in most of the East African countries, $2,000 a month to 3,000, you could kind of pretty much do whatever you want, unless you're trying to ball out. But you can have a comfortable life. Would y'all agree? Or
I
you
agree.
think we
I
need more than
agree.
that?
I say 1,500 to 2,000 for most people, especially if you're an introvert, because you're gonna like things like air conditioner. If you don't use air conditioner, you'll save even more money. Some people don't use AC, so if you don't use AC, you'll save money. Electricity is very expensive in these countries, so running the AC, for example, I'll spend in the hot months upwards of $200 a month to keep my house cool. Just on electricity, and that's crazy, right? But yeah, like he said, if you go into the club, like when I was in Rio, I was spending like $7,000 a month. It was like I was spending too much money, so I had to get up out of there. I had to get up out of there. Rio's a crazy place. But yeah, man. So I would say if you want to be safe, maybe if you're gonna be humble and I guess he's asking if you're not making any money. So if you want to live a humble life, maybe your first year, have like 30 grand, and that should last you as long as you're cool. And maybe have an emergency like $5,000 for like medical bills if you get sick or whatever, because in the hospital
Yeah.
they will not serve you if you don't have money, or they won't let you leave the hospital. Excuse me. They'll serve you, but they won't let you leave the hospital. My wife was actually telling me in some of the hospitals, people actually kill themselves because you're not allowed to
Wow.
leave, and their bill will be so high. The bill will be
Wow.
so high, they'll just go to the top floor and they'll jump off the hospital because they can't afford
Wow.
to pay $2,000, $3,000. There's no way. Like people will be selling stuff, like have people bring stuff from their home, trading the TV to the hospital to reduce the bill. It's crazy. It's very different. It's not like it's
But
really crazy.
let me add to that. When I came over to Africa, I think I saved like 8,000. And then that lasted me maybe 3 months, roughly 3 months. So I mean, and I don't go out and party or anything like that. But I mean, if you want to use that as a reference,
And are they eating out every day? If you're eating out every day, eating out is not. So people think you could eat out and it'd be crazy cheap, and no, like you could eat the local street food for very cheap. But I don't trust that stuff in my stomach. I'm not going to eat local street food every day. I'm not going to eat mishkaki and then catch a stomach virus and be mad. So yeah, try to cook your own meals. Cook your own meals. You'll save a lot of money. Go to the butcher. Get some. You know what I mean. Do that. Would a business like a laundromat do well in Tanzania or Kenya? What do you got? What do you guys think? Laundromats.
Yeah, you go first, bro.
no, I don't think so. I think maybe you could do. Maybe it depends on where you live. Maybe in Nairobi, if you want to sit in an apartment, like our apartment, we have a laundromat inside of our apartment, and they do pretty well. But
Yeah.
if you're in like it depends on the location, just like every business, I think.
Yeah, in Nairobi, a laundromat does very well. Like the one near our house, it's always full. You have to book an appointment like 2 weeks earlier to get a space for you to take your clothes to the laundromat. So in Nairobi, it's a very, very good business. It has many customers. So even for us, getting space at the laundromat is nearly impossible. So we just look for someone to wash them at home.
Yeah.
Um, Tanzania
Because
won't do
all
well
those
because,
places,
huh? What you saying?
look, well, no, I was saying I figured it would go bad because like every place I stayed in Nairobi, I have my own washing machine. But I'm guessing I'm staying in like Kilimani and all these other upper class places. So I'm
Location.
guessing the normal you're talking about like outside of Kilimani, the washing machines are doing well. Like washing laundry mats are doing well because it would make sense because people can't afford a washing machine in their place. Yeah,
Right.
I get it.
Yep.
But yeah, Tony, what you was gonna say?
I can't really see it doing well in Tanzania. They are here, but they're used by Mzungus mostly, or like if someone has an event, they're gonna go to dry cleaning. But as far as laundromat, like just like
Yeah,
regular clothes like this, people hand wash. You know, they get the bucket, the hand wash. I can't really see too many people spending extra money because in these societies, people are very they aren't spending money frivolously. You know what I'm saying? Frugal lifestyles. A lot of
yeah,
people are very frugal in these countries because they have school fees to pay for their babies, stuff like that. So money's a little tight. You're stretching. Like even my girl's family, yeah, they have a lot of business and stuff, but they have 6 kids. So that's 6 sets of school fees. It's a lot of money they're shelling out. Um, and then somebody said, "Kid Greatness, where you been? Long time since I saw you. We're in Tanzania and Kenya." See, man, people know you,
oh yeah,
man.
yeah. I'm back, man. I'm trying, yo. I'm trying.
Hey,
That's
man, I
all I
see
can
you.
say, bro.
That's all we could do is try, man. Like I'm just dropping a video once or twice a week. However it do is how it do. I'm just leaving it, letting it go. I'm not out to make crazy money. You know, it's cool. If it hits, it hits. If it don't, it don't. I don't need to be super popular. Even if a few people see this and it answers questions about East Africa, that's cool enough for me. Greetings to you too. And we got the Uganda totally wants foreign. Yeah, I agree with that. Uganda needs foreigners. They don't just want, they need. But the thing I didn't like that I thought was unfair, and I hear this in Kenya and Tanzania too. Locals say that they treat foreigners better than they treat the locals, and I don't think that's right. You know, it's their country.
Mm.
It's because the money, right? They want the money. So I
Yep.
thought that was kind of fun. Even like on like restaurant reviews, and when I was in Nairobi, I was like, I think it was Cold Stone, and they were saying, "Oh, Mzungus get great treatment. They don't respect us Africans." I thought that wasn't cool, but
Hold on, I'm
but
gonna
yeah,
speak on that point. It depends on what type of foreigner you are, because I be going places and dudes don't know that I'm American
right.
until I speak, and then they treat me like, okay, if it's me and a white guy, they walk past me and go to the white guy, and then once they find out I'm American, oh, you American, then they come. So I feel like unless they know for a fact,
Yeah.
if you Black American, you still gonna get the same treatment. And you don't go like you not wearing like no like a Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton bag. You just dressing normal, like a normal T-shirt and all that. They're gonna treat you like the locals. So I don't. I think you do. Mzungus do get preferential treatment, but it depends on how fair color your skin is. The fairer color your skin is, the better your treatment, and that's in every African country I've been to so far.
Definitely, because they have the white Jesus complex. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? White people
Yeah.
are looked at as the superior people in Africa overall. From what I've been to 4 countries in Africa, many cities. It's the commonality I've noticed. And I was even told the order is God, the white man, and then the African. So they
Wow.
got, yeah, so the white man's right under God. The white man. I even had a guy who explained to me the word Mzungu. He was like, Mungu is God, right? Mzungu is just a Z into it. So that
Mm.
Mzungu is close
Mm.
to God. It was a Tanzanian guy. I was like, damn, you
Wow.
know, that's crazy. But it is what it is. How is load shedding in Tanzania at the moment? It sucks. It's annoying. Like they'll cut the power for 15 minutes, so I don't even turn on my generator. I'll drop that generator video. Have you ever had a generator, Kid Greatness?
Yeah. Every place I stayed in, I had to have a generator. I don't want to be in the dark, bro. But yeah, so the power situation in Tanzania is bad right now. It's like it's that bad, like it's cutting out constantly.
It's not that bad. Well, I would say it's bad. It depends. So, you know, the load shedding is sectors. So today could be in Mbezi Beach and some other place, let's say Oyster Bay, and then tomorrow is going to be Mikucheni and Sinza. But it'll cut out
All right.
periodically for a little bit. It's a little annoying, but luckily it's not hot. When it's cooking hot, that's when it really, really, really sucks. When's the next time you come to Tanzania, man?
when I come back to Africa, I think I'm going back to Tanzania. I miss Tanzania. Like Tanzania is like my first love, yo. I gotta see how it is now. Like you're saying it's still good though. Like
Yeah, it's more
you
developed.
have you been to like the warehouse and all that? Because they said
Yeah,
Cocoa Beach is built up now.
yeah.
Is
I
it
actually
good over there?
I have a nightlife guide I did a couple months ago with GMT on my page. I that was my first time out in a long time either. They built up everything. There's so many more clubs. It's a lot. I mean, you're gonna see some of the same girls out there. It's like, damn, Shorty, you still out here? But like, it's
Yeah.
cool. You know what I'm saying? From when I
Oh,
first played, I'm like, yo, you still out here? It's crazy. But it's
it's
cool. It's
just,
cool vibe.
that doesn't change, bro.
Yo, it's crazy. It's like, damn, Shorty, like. But then that says like, they're not good for relationships. Some people just aren't good for relationships. If you see the same girl from 3 years ago, last time you came, still at Elements at the bar, she's a shitty girl. Like, this is what it
Have
is.
y'all have y'all been to Zanzibar? You
Yeah,
been to
I've been to
Zanzibar?
Zanzibar. I've been
What'd
there.
you think
Yeah,
of that?
I've
We
been
were
to
thinking
Zanzibar.
about we were thinking about stopping there if we come back to Tanzania. What do y'all think about it?
What do you think, Kid Greatness?
Yeah, Tom, go first.
Oh,
No,
you want
you
me to
go
go?
first,
Okay.
bro. Cause
Okay.
go first.
I thought Zanzibar was trash.
Mm.
It's beautiful though. It's beautiful. Well, I thought
Mm.
it was trash. They don't have any transportation apps, so
Oh wow.
yeah. So anytime you want to move around, you have to talk directly, and they know you're a foreigner, so they're gonna fuck with you. They're gonna tell you a ridiculous price. I just kept getting mad in Zanzibar. I felt like I was in Cartagena, Colombia, or like Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and they were just getting on my nerves, like just messing with me. What else I didn't
Wow.
like? The food was terrible in Zanzibar. The restaurant options are garbage. I was mad.
Wow.
Every restaurant I've been to, nasty ass food. They don't
Mm.
know how to cook steak. You're better off just cooking in your
Wow.
hotel room in Zanzibar. I thought it was terrible. Terrible experience. Every time, every turn, they find out you're Black American. They got that smile on, and they want money. So that was my
Mhm.
experience. I didn't like it. What about you?
Yeah, I think Zanzibar's trash too, bro. Like I hate Zanzibar with a passion. I've been to
Wow.
Zanzibar twice. I spent some time in Stone Town, and then I went to Paje, and it's I don't know, it's like it doesn't even feel like you're in Africa anymore. It's like you're in like a tourist trap. Like it's so bad. Like you said, there's no transportation, so you either gotta like get a car, get a driver, or try to like rent a bike. And then like the roads are like dirt roads and all that. So even if you got a bike or something, you driving around, you might mess around and crash. And then
Mm.
like if you going out there and you single, forget about it. It's like pro max capital out there. Like all the girls that's really going there is going there for that
Mm.
city. So
Mm.
I don't know why you would go out there. I feel like if you're gonna go out there, it'd be perfect for you and
Okay.
your girl, and the baby, cause y'all probably just gonna be on the beach, chilling, like having family time. But like if you're going out there as a single guy, or if you're going out there like as a guy's trip, like forget about it. I guess a girl's trip, they would be all right. They'll go sit at like Kinder Rocks and spend like $300 a night on a hotel, but to sit around a bunch of Americans and Europeans. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I hate Zanzibar.
Yeah, I
Okay.
hate that part. It's terrible. I didn't know they didn't have transportation apps, and like at every turn, they're just trying to hustle you. Someone said they see Mzungu, they see dollars. It's sad. They don't know there are a lot of Mzungu homeless from places like Kingston, Philly, Skid Row. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna touch on that. There's a lot of. I didn't know this either. Actually, there's a lot of people from America that come to Africa, like with no money. They were homeless in America. They come to Africa. They're living in $5 houses. Like we complain about our situation. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, the lights off. I'm mad. I got to go outside in the rain to turn on my generator. But they're living in places where there's no rooftop. They got water drops fall on their face when they're sleeping. They wake up in a
Yeah.
pool of water, swimming, waiting. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Treading water in their sleep. There's actually this is a real comment. This is a real comment, and this is what Mark was telling me. Mark Meets Africa was telling me this when I met him.
Mm.
I didn't understand what he was saying because I don't really I'm more introverted, you know, so I don't really talk. When I see an American foreigner, I don't be like, oh, I need to talk to this person, you know. I keep it pushing, you know. I act like I don't see him most of the time. But yeah, it is true. I
Oh
have found
damn,
out.
right?
Sorry.
You don't mess with the. I mean, every time I see an American, I always talk, man. Like I even gonna talk because that's the only way you're gonna gather information. Like that's why I noticed like that comment. I know that there's a lot of like poor Americans like that's living. They're basically living like the true Tanzanian life. Like they're staying in a shack somewhere. They're barely eating. Like they like because I experienced this multiple times when people try to like leech off of me. Like they come around you. They trying to use you for money. They try to always go out with you because you buy them drinks or whatever. And I'm like, bro, like how you went from America? Like if you came all the way from America now you living in a shack. You got no money. You scraping by. You getting no love from girls, like because you looking dirty and dingy. I'm like, you might as well just go back to America. I mean, I can understand you hate America, but like, damn, at least go back to America, get your situation straight, and then come
Mhm.
back. Like, but yeah. Me and Mark had a bunch of conversations about like dudes. I don't know how people do that. Like, yo, like living literally in a shack. Like, imagine living you know, Kinadoni, like deep in Kinadoni, where it
No,
gets like rough.
right.
I knew some Americans that was living there, like living there,
Mm.
and I'm like, bro, you living here? Like I almost went when I went there, I almost got robbed because it was like, yo, bro, what you doing out here?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know,
but,
bro.
but
It's
that's real
crazy.
though. I like
Mm.
Mark put me on with that because, like I said, I don't talk. I talk to foreigners because that's what put me on game with the country. You know, Americans they can't really give you much information. And another thing I realized too, Americans are apprehensive around other Americans, especially Black Americans. Even the whites are apprehensive around Black Americans. Like white people will talk to other white people, but like, because sometimes I'll try to be friendly. I'll say, hey, whatever, and I just stop talking. I was like, oh, you know what, fuck it. Because a lot of people that come to these places don't want to be bothered because they would have went to
Mhm.
Pattaya. You know, that's why they came to Tanzania or Dar es Salaam, or they would have went to
Yep.
Zanzibar. Like he said, if you want to be around Europeans and shit, they go to Zanzibar and they party to get drunk all day. But like places like here, Mwanza, a lot of people don't want to be bothered. You know, they just want to keep it pushing. They want to be with the locals. Mark was telling me he was paying people's rent, people old enough to be his grandparents. He was like
Mhm.
20 at the time, 21. I was like, what? You paying? I was like, nah, hell nah, bro.
Mhm.
He said he was feeding people. He got people that rely on him. I thought he was talking about Tanzanians. He's like, no, Americans.
Right.
I would cut them
No,
off, bro.
and that's because people don't know how much money to bring over here to Africa, right? That's why they asked that question earlier. They don't know how much to bring over. You know, they don't know. Maybe they don't have an online job. They don't have constant income. You know, or maybe you've seen this too, Kid Greatness. During when the time you were in Tanzania, people were only showing the good side of Tanzania, right? So people in the cheap
Yeah.
side, they say, "Oh, it's only $2, only $3 to do this. You only have to do this for this much money." So they come over thinking that it's like super cheap, to go to Tanzania. So they don't even come with enough money. So I think that's what it is, just money mismanagement.
But it's sad though. You got to lean on
Yeah.
a 21-year-old kid to eat from
Yeah.
America, and they come under the guise of we're both Americans, so
Yep.
you have to help me, or you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's fucked up. Honestly, it's just people abusing the fact that we come from the same place. Can you compare clubbing Nairobi versus or clubbing and approaching in Nairobi versus Tanzania? So from what I was seeing in Nairobi is the girls are more willing to approach you in Nairobi. In Tanzania, they're not going to approach you. You're going to have to go talk to them. That's just how it is. But you guys
I
have any
mean,
other thing?
I could talk on this. I mean, Keith, you want to go first? Because like this is like my realm,
Okay.
so I'll go
I'll go
last.
real
I will
quick.
hear y'all opinions first, and then
I don't have experience in this, so I can't give y'all much. But I can say this: I'm curious to know when you're trying to talk to someone in Tanzania compared to Kenya, because in Tanzania most of the girls don't know so much English. Is it harder to talk to them compared to the girls in Kenya? Because when I was doing online dating, and for me, they couldn't do the we couldn't do the face-to-face talk because they didn't know so much English to talk to me. So I was originally going to go to Tanzania, but the women online for Tanzania, it was difficult to communicate with them. So instead, I transitioned to Kenya, and I was able to talk to all the girls in Kenya. So I wonder what y'all think about that.
I, I could go. I think you just have to. Oh, shout out to my boy, Jew Travels. Yeah, I mean, he the one that got me started on this YouTube stuff. Shout out to my mans. You know, him and Travelversity. I seen their page blowing up, and they're big because I knew them when they were not monetized and stuff, and I seen them grow and start getting bread. I was like, oh man, I gotta do this too. Like I seen them doing it. They were true pioneers in the game, just like Kid Greatness. You know what I'm saying? Travelversity and I both watched Kid Greatness. Before we went to Uganda together and shit, he was telling me. But yeah, as far as communication, you have to speak very basic, simple English in Tanzania. You can't use any slang. You have to speak slowly. You have to enunciate your words. Like Anthony, right? They pronounce it Antony. If you say Anthony, they're gonna say what? They don't understand that. But if you say Antony, they got you. They understand that. So it's how we enunciate our words, and that's the biggest thing. But yeah, he could speak on the club. That's his element. That's his element.
So this is the thing. With Tanzania, well, we gotta break it down into two categories. If you're talking about approaching like in the daytime, I feel like both of them are easy. The language barrier can be a thing, but if you know like a little basic Swahili, like nakupenda, blah blah blah, yakety smack, we need rimble, like say stuff like that, you can still get the WhatsApp or whatever. But in Kenya, it's easier. I feel like they speak perfect English. So you're gonna approaching in both countries, you can meet a girl easy, especially in the daytime. I actually would recommend that you approach girls in the daytime, whether it be going to the mall, like you go to like Amani City, or I don't know if they got a new mall in Tanzania yet, but like Amani City, Mikochini, um, approaching the daytime is good. But nighttime, that's when things get shady, especially in Tanzania. Like if you go into Elements is like 95% Pro Max. So yes, you have to sort through them like, okay, are you working? Yeah. Like Elements, Havoc, Mason. I don't know the new club. Like in Senza, yeah, Senza you gotta be careful too. Like Ambiance, those are just absolutely just pro areas. Senza's kind of like a mini, I guess like a mini Sasua. Because like they have clubs like that's just there for that. But Nairobi is kind of more of a shades of gray thing. If a girl's feeling you, she's gonna rock with you. And like Tone said, like if a girl's feeling you, well, I think it's Tone which one of y'all said like if a girl's feeling you, they approach you.
I
I don't
did
remember
not.
now.
Yeah, from Nairobi, they'll approach you. Yeah, they'll approach you in Nairobi.
Yeah. Cause like chicks are like there's been many a nights when girls when came up to me like, yo, where you from? Let me get your WhatsApp. And they ran down on me. And they brought me to their table. So I feel like Kenya, women are way more aggressive. Kenya and Thailand is kind of like I feel like they're like cousin countries because Thailand women do the same thing. If they feeling you, they're gonna like, yeah, what's up? Who are you? Or they're gonna send their friend like, oh, my friend trying to holler at you. But in Tanzania, you're not gonna get that. Like a girl might look at you, like do all this, but she's never gonna really come over there and say, oh, I want to get to know you like that. So, I guess like if you looking for that, like if you're looking for like I guess an easier country to meet women, I would say go to Kenya. But I feel like in Tanzania, the women are more traditional. So like if you find a girl and she really rocks with you, you don't have to really kind of worry about unless you meet her like in like elements or something. You're not gonna really see her out and about like with different dudes every night. So you can kind of find like a good girl. You can find a good girl in both countries, but I feel like Tanzania is way more conservative. So you're gonna find like more like because guys are looking for like fit, feminine, submissive. I feel like Tanzania is way more traditional. So guys who are looking for wives probably want to go to Tanzania. Even all the Kenyans and the Ugandans always say Tanzania have like the best women. So I would say wives, but if you're looking for more of a fun vibe, more modern vibe, I would say go to Kenya because Kenya is they like the women there are liberal. Like they don't have that conservative streak that Tanzania has. So I feel like you will have a more fun party vibe in Kenya, especially Nairobi.
I couldn't agree
Yeah.
more. Honestly, that's you broke it down better than I could because you've been doing this for a long time. So yeah, he's 100% right. If you want to have fun, go to Nairobi. You could just have a lot of fun. If you're looking for a wife, I would suggest maybe Tanzania, Uganda, depending on your preferences. If you want a more English speaking girl for a wife, then Uganda would be it. But if you're looking for more like I guess physically appealing and submissive, then I would say Tanzania. But if you just want to have fun, have a great time, meet some amazing women, share great stories, I 100% suggest Nairobi. Someone says in Kenya and or Tanzania, besides the local, which are the other biggest non-local communities? I heard you going. Oh, okay. You're talking about other races. Tanzania has a lot of Middle Eastern people. Kenya
Yeah.
has a lot of white people in Kenya. There's a lot of white people in Nairobi.
Kenya has a lot of German. There's a lot of
Yeah.
German people. The white people are usually German. Then Mombasa, you see a lot of Indians, Arabic people. Mm-hmm.
So they were asking. In Uganda, I didn't see that many Indians. I see more Chinese than Indians in Uganda. I seen a lot of Chinese in Uganda. They're out there in full force. It's like it's their country. What about you, Kid Greatness? Have you been to Uganda?
Yeah, I've been to Uganda. I haven't spent that much time. I was only there for like 5 days. So I kind of
Wow.
feel like I'm kind of inexperienced. I would have to like give y'all the floor. But like I've seen white people, but like since I've only been there for 5 days, I don't want to give like definitive answers.
Right.
You feel me?
But
When,
there's people that make whole YouTube things about countries and they go for 2 days. So at you as a nomad, because you're a nomad, so even in 5 days you could get a good sense of what you see. I in my opinion of what I've seen you and how you speak, you're very knowledgeable on these countries and stuff like that. Very, very knowledgeable. So people probably want to hear. Let's see. What's the reputation of Indians in Tanzania and Kenya? I heard they have it. Yes, they have a bad stereotype here. They're known to do weird things like rape women and children, stuff like that. The Indians have a very bad reputation in Tanzania, but I would say they're also very smart. They're very smart. If you go into the hospital, you might want to get seen by an Indian person because I'm going to give the pros and the cons, right? Because Indian people their education is usually pretty up there, so they're going to do a good job. What about you? What do you think the reputation of Indians are?
let me let me say this with the Arabic people who would follow the Muslim religion, Islamic religion. A lot of those people, um, like we didn't have any issues with them if they were our landlords. So they will always give us all of our money back when we were leaving. They always fix everything in the house. Like they were very professional whenever we dealt with them. But I've heard some bad stories about them. About maybe they'll have sex with the Kenyan women, while still having a wife, and that's against their religion. That's they if they follow their religion, that's against their religion. So they usually go against their own religion by doing something like that. So sometimes the men don't necessarily follow their religion so strictly. So I think that's what I noticed.
What about you, Kid Greatness? Anything you
Shoot.
heard about Indians or Middle Easterners? Bad stereotypes or positives?
Yeah, when I dealt with them, they've been cool, but like I seen like sometimes when they're running, because most of the places I rented was either from like somebody from Middle Eastern descent or Indian, and they was always
Mm-hmm.
cool, took care of me. But like I seen when they dealt with locals, like they were super kind of aggressive. And even times I see like they be violating like locals. They be like cursing them out. They be like
Wow.
doing this to them, like trying to hit them sometimes. And I'd be
Mm.
like, it's crazy because like some of them are actually like you got Tanzanian Indians and like Tanzanian like whatever other country, yeah, because they family set roots there. But like even the ones that came outside, they be kind of like they be violating them, and I feel like a lot of the locals be having animosity towards like the Indians and the Middle Eastern, because like they in Tanzania, like I think like the 5 richest people are not even Tanzanian; they're
Mm.
other descent, which is crazy. Like how are your 5 richest people not even from your country? They're all from like outside countries. So I feel like the locals harbor some animosity towards them, and then I seen it with my first eyes, and I can understand the animosity because like they be abusing them. Like how you come to my country and you cursing me out? You telling
Mm.
me get out? You trying to swing at me? I don't like that. Like I feel like when you are guessing when you go to somebody's country, you're guessing their house, and you should show respect. And I see a lot of even some of the Chinese be doing that too. They be violating people. So
But let
I
me
feel like
let me say
Africa,
this
they
though.
don't. Africa doesn't have like the thing where you be like, we should put our people first. They that whoever has the money has the power. They don't, like that's what it is crazy that that works like that, even in the all black country. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and I want to see if you feel the same way, Tony, but I feel like a lot of those people, they've been in Kenya and Tanzania for many years, right? For a long time. So maybe they feel like this is their country, so they can act that way. Maybe they feel that way. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. What do you think, Tony?
I think it's kind of ignorant too. I do agree. I do think they feel that way,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
even if you notice, like they have like the highest paying positions.
Yeah.
It's like some segregation between the
Mhm.
Middle Easterners and the continental Africans or whatever. Like
Yeah.
they're in their country. You know, they'll live here next door and never really speak. You
Yeah.
never see Africans and Indians together like just hanging
Right.
out. You
Right.
never. I haven't seen it in 2 years. You'll see them working for the Indian. I've never even seen an Indian working under an
Nope.
African. I've never even
No.
seen.
Me too.
You haven't seen that
Crazy.
indicate
Seen it
race?
either.
You haven't seen it
Mhm.
either. Okay, yeah.
No, I never seen it.
So they are kind of subjugated by the Middle Easterns, from what I've seen. Like even at Shoppers, right? All the management at Shoppers, the supermarket, the main supermarket in Tanzania is Shoppers Supermarket. The upper management are all like Middle Easterners, and everybody else under them are the local Tanzanian Africans. So they do have that
But
dynamic here. Huh? What you saying?
mhm. Are you afraid that they're taking over? Because even if you look at Mombasa, Kenya, the governor is Arabic. He's an Arabic governor. He used to be black Kenyan, but now he's Arabic. Do you feel like they're maybe taking over Africa or Kenya and Tanzania? Do you think it's spreading? And how do you feel
I
about
think
that?
I think they have a really deep foothold
Hmm.
in Tanzania, in East Africa. In East Africa,
Hmm.
but East Africa was in the Islamic slave trade, so it makes sense. They're basically the equivalent of white people for them, right? For us, like how we have white people in
Yeah.
America, so that's their equivalent. So they still have that dominance over them, from what I see. Like even education, like most Arab people speak like 5 languages. They don't just they speak the local language, English, their languages, their religious language. They speak a lot. They're very smart. I would say they're very smart.
But but Tony, I don't know if they look at them as white people so much because if a Kenyan sees a Arabic person, they're not, with white people, they're gonna be smiling and trying to get stuff for them. But if it's an Arabic person, they kind of treat them like any other, Kenyan or any other Tanzanian. I feel like they don't treat them so special, but like, in like day-to-day duties. But if it's like having like a business or something, then yeah, I can see it that way. But they don't treat
No,
them like white people, like Europeans.
no, they don't. I was saying like they
Hmm.
see them how we see white people in America, how Black Americans see white people. They're
Okay.
like their oppressors. So they see
Mm,
the Indians as their oppressors, and they see white people as their saviors.
gotcha.
It's a different dynamic. It's weird though, right? That's why they have that white Jesus mentality, like the white man's gonna come save them. And honestly,
Mm,
I see in Kenya pretty heavy as well. Like They really love white people in Kenya. That was the most white people I've seen in Africa, like just living. Was in Nairobi. Crazy. I was talking to my neighbor. She like little Becky. She was like, "Yeah, I've been here 2 years." I'm like, "Damn!" Like, hey, Kilauea, living it up. But someone said something. Let's before we wrap this up. I thought Zambia as a country was fully taken over by Chinese. You guys have any intel on Zambia?
I heard, I don't know if it was Zambia, but I heard one of the ports to, I think it was Zambia. It could have been a different country, but they owed China some money. So China came and took their port. I don't know if it was Zambia. I can't remember which country it was, but one of the African countries.
Yeah, China.
That's all.
China.
I mean, my bro went there. I know Sri Lanka got their ports taken by China. I'm not sure Zambia. But I heard there's a lot of Chinese in Zambia too, though, which is crazy. I mean, I feel like the Chinese are taking over Africa. It's crazy. Like, I feel like Africa should be like the richest continent in the world, but other people just come in and exploit it every time. Like before, it was other countries, our countries, the West.
Yeah.
Now it's the East coming to take advantage, whether it be the Chinese or Japanese or Korean coming over here. Like I don't
Right.
understand like the African government. Like you're selling. If you just been patient, don't take the bribes, stop with corruption. You build the infrastructure. You're gonna make more money long term, but instead you take the short term money, you
Yeah.
push the country back a couple of years, and now your children, well, not your children, children of other people in that country are gonna suffer more. Like I feel like the problem with Africa is like they're so short sighted. Even the day-to-day people, like instead
Yeah.
of them like giving you a good experience and making you a customer for life, they would rather try to rip you off for an extra $3 and make you hate their business and tell all your friends never go there. Like it's just that's the most aggravating thing about me with Africa is the short sightedness about everything that happens inside of Africa.
But
I agree with that because
let me just add this. No, you go ahead, Tony. Go ahead, because my topic is different.
I was saying I agree with that because like here especially like when you go to restaurants, so there's some good ones, but mainly, honestly, the best restaurants I had in Africa was in Uganda, and then I would say South Africa. Um, but yeah, even in the restaurants, they don't care. They just make the food. They don't care how it comes out, and they just serve it to you. There's no real like effort in the work. So I think that's what people have problems with too, and that's why I say if you're some countries you might want to make your own food because you'd be upset. What were you saying?
I don't know if you guys heard about Burkina Faso. They have the leader came in and he kicked out the French. He kicked out the United States. He kicked out everybody, I think, and it's just him in the country. And he kind of took over, kind of like I think he's like a dictator almost, but he's doing a lot of good stuff for the country. So like he's getting nuclear something in there, nuclear resources within Burkina Faso. So like I think there's some Africans who starting to think Africa first. Like maybe in some countries, some people you starting to see that. But I don't know. Hey, Greatness, like when you talk to some of the people in Africa, are you noticing people are thinking like Africa first? I don't like Chinese people, or like how do you think, like how do you feel that people are thinking, Africans are thinking when you talk to them?
I feel like the mindset is definitely changing. Even back when I was in Tanzania, the mindset
Yeah.
was changing. But the problem was with the Tanzania is Makafuli died. And then once
Yeah.
Makafuli died, everything started going downhill. But from my impressions in Kenya, it seems like Kenya is now on that wave too, where they're trying to be like, Africa first. That people were like, yeah, Africa's going. Like, I feel like there's an energy in Kenya where there people are trying to push, like, okay, yeah, this is our time now. This is our time. That's
Yeah.
another reason why I like Kenya right now, because like they feel like they don't want to be in the shadow of other countries no more. They don't want to be a shadow of the US. They don't want to be a shadow of China, Britain. They want to come out and have their own they want to put their mark on the world stage. I can't speak for Tanzania. Tony could probably speak for Tanzania. Like, is Tanzania like that? Because I know y'all still got the same president that after Magufuli died, and all the people that I talk to, all my friends are saying like Tanzania is going backwards instead of going forward.
Well, they're saying she's destroying the country. A lot of people believe she's a plant from America. They killed Magufuli. A lot of Tanzanians believe that she's the one that poisoned Magufuli because she was the one who had access to him.
Wow.
A lot of Tanzanians loved him, as you could even see in the comments. Somebody just said something about Magufuli right there. Like Magufuli, everyone loved him. He was like the greatest leader of Tanzania. But as you know, he didn't follow the U.S. protocol for COVID, like shutting stuff down, and that's a problem. So, but I do believe he was eliminated.
I was there when he died. Like, it was crazy. Like, the whole country just stopped. Like, it was like, but yeah, Tanzania was cool though. Like, when I was there, he was like, it was cool. Like, everybody had like a sense of pride. Like, everybody used to talk about Magufuli so much. Like they feel like he was like an elder. Like, not even like he's a president. It was like somebody talking about their uncle or like their grandfather or something. Like, he had such a big influence. And I can see why people say like, yeah, they probably want to take him out because his views was like he wanted Tanzania first and foremost, and
I
you could
think
feel
that's
it when he was president.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He wanted Tanzania first, right? He wanted, like, he kind of kept the country a little isolated, from the other countries.
Right.
I think that's what a lot of people liked about Tanzania. I think Kenya, their mindset's different though. Like, Kenya wants to like partner with more people. They want that international connection, Tanzania kind of wants to be quiet on their own, with their own Swahili food. Like, they don't want to be bothered by the other countries. But I think the new president is changing that in Tanzania.
Yeah, you see her with Kamala Harris and stuff, so that's why a lot of people believe that the U.S. had something to do with it. I mean, that's the U.S.'s MO, and I'm not talking shit because I don't want no smoke. So, but I'm saying, like, it's just known, that's things that happen. It is what it is. I'm not starting no anti-U.S. thing and nothing like that. That we known. But
you gotta be careful what you say, bro. You
yeah,
still
you
in
gotta be careful what you
the
say. Something go viral and they be like, I'm on your ass, so I'm good. You never know what's gonna go viral, what's not. It could be something you don't want really out there like that because we have small audience. We're just having a conversation amongst Americans, and then someone clips it, uploads it, and you're viral, and now you got smoke. So yeah, man. No, but that's real though. This country wept for Magufuli, and that was like the first time I ever came across a country where the nation loved the president. Even in Brazil, when I was there, like it was split. People who liked him, who didn't like him. It was crazy. So now people ask about this too. In Kenya, because we got the younger crowd looking too, right? What about weed? Is weed cool to smoke in Kenya, or is it problematic? Will you go to jail?
I'll go first, and Kid Greatness, so y'all can go if you want to.
I don't know.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, I don't smoke, but I know a lot of people that do. A lot of people that I talk to, they actually do smoke, and what they say is you need to smoke privately. So you need to smoke like inside your apartment, inside your house. You don't want to be outside, smoking or smoking on a matatu or something like that. You want to do it privately because you can get arrested, for doing that, and it's illegal. It's not legal here to do that.
Yeah, man, that's my same experience too. Like, you can get it, like they got edibles, everything, but it's on some like hush hush junk. Cause like one time I was in Alchemist, and some girl talking about smoking, and she said she had edibles, and I'm like, oh, where you get your edibles for? She's like, are you a cop? I'm like, no. Just you talking about edibles, like, where did you get them from? And she had this whole like, oh, I think you a cop, blah blah blah, blah. I'm like, yo, I'm American in Nairobi. Why would I be spying on you to get a couple edibles to get you locked up? Like, I don't think we got US don't have money to throw around to go lock up random Kenyan women who's selling a couple edibles. Now, come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is out here. But like, I never participated in Kenya, but I know, and they said it's good too. From the dudes that I know, because there's a couple dudes from America over there. They said they was burning, and they said, yeah, it's good. They got good stuff over there, and it's cheap.
Yeah, speaking of that too, yeah, people were saying you got to smoke in your house. You can't be smoking outside. It's known. It's more conservative in that aspect. You know, you got to keep things private. So everything exists. Everything exists. Like, because people talk about homosexuality and stuff like that. That's everywhere. It's private. It's in the house. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
If you're outside doing it, you get in trouble. Somebody asked you a question. Kid greatness. So all presidents who tried that been replaced for lack of a better even. Yeah, man. Yeah, America
Man,
replaced.
yeah, that's America. That's how America works. Like, come on, like, yo. It's not even America. It's like the cabal of countries.
Yeah,
Like, if
right.
you go against what the West is thinking, you're going to be replaced. History has shown this multiple times, and it's not just in Africa; it's all over the world. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
I stay away from like politics and talk about politicians. Like I will mention little things, but I'm not trying to go like a whole live about talking about politics.
you got you got to run home every time you go home. You know, see if oh, I got a question for you guys because Mark was a little paranoid. So, um, when you guys meet Black Americans, do you think some Black Americans are too paranoid, thinking like people are out to get them or get over on them at every turn when they come across other Americans? And that's another reason why I don't talk to Americans anymore, because a lot of Americans are paranoid, like they're getting chased by the Secret Service or something like that. It's like, bro.
Too much weed.
I mean, I could go first. Yeah, I could go first. Like, I feel like the thing is in America, us as blacks are so traumatized. I think people once they get overseas, they have to go through a period of decompression, and they're not used to having like that peace of mind. So they feel like there's somebody going to take that away from. Because in America, there's always an issue, whether it be the police. There's always an issue that's plaguing black people.
Right.
Everything like it's like the whole system is kind of designed to keep black people in a certain place, and you can't get above that place. So we take that mentality overseas with us, and that's why we be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling too happy, I'm feeling too good. They gonna come mess this up, and it's like you're traumatized. You got PTSD, and that's why I feel like a lot of people should like learn to deal with that trauma. Like being outside of America lets you experience something new where you can start to deal with that trauma because you can't really deal with that trauma when you're in it. It's like being in prison trying to change your life and every day you fighting for your life. It's not going to work. Like it's almost impossible. But when you get outside of America, you can actually think, you experience different cultures, you have that peace of mind. But I feel like when you see a brother like that or a sister like that, you should talk to them. You should try to like, oh, bro, the CIA, you're not important enough. Unless you're doing some crazy thing and you're trying to like be a terrorist, the CIA is not wasting their budget monitoring you. They got you put all the information they need on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and TikTok. So they're not gonna be monitoring whether you go to Elements tonight and buy a bottle. If they was gonna get you, they're gonna get you already. Just
Right.
relax, get off of the internet, stop watching those Illuminati videos and Zen guys videos on the internet, and you'll be good. I mean, but how you feel about it, Keith?
Yeah, I think they just be smoking too much weed. No, but yeah, no, I agree with what Kid Greatness said. I think that's the reason. I think that's probably why maybe you, Tony, and same with me. Maybe that's why sometimes we don't like to speak to Black Americans so much. When we see them, because we know that there might be some problems over there, and we don't want to be attached to those problems, right? So I think that might be part of the reason, right? So yeah, but I agree with you, Kid Greatness, what you said. I think it's a lot of traumatization from the U.S. Yeah.
No, yeah. I honestly, Kick Greatness, I see why Traversity speaks so highly of you. Definitely cool, down to earth, very intelligent dude. The trauma is real, especially amongst black people. Like, black people are very traumatized. You know, we see other black people as the enemy. Dude trying to get over on you for $2. You seeing him as like the most evilest guy in the world. Where he's just really just trying to feed his kid. It's only $2. Yes, it's wrong for him to do it, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's $2. But I have noticed that he's right. Like, even me myself, like growing up in New York City, you know, you get a lot of trauma. You know what I'm saying? All your enemies are black. You know what I mean? So when you come overseas, you take that with you instead of like instead of healing. You can't really heal if you living in New York and everybody you have beef with is black. It's very hard to heal and be positive. So coming out here, I think it's great for black people to come to Africa and chill, live amongst their people, learn from your people, learn the cultural stuff from your people. You know what I'm saying? See the peace, the love. It's amazing. They have their problems, but socially they're together. Structurally, they have their problems in Africa, but socially, I would say Africa's together. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
For the
that. I
most
agree
part.
with that. That's what we need. That's what a lot of people need to see because a lot of us are just used to we're always being at each other. In America, we always at each other's neck. And then, like
Mm.
you from this block, I'm from this block. I don't like you. Like even like it could be your cousin. Just because your cousin lives like 2 blocks over, they part of this set, and you can't mess with them no more because you live on this street. It's just nonsense. But when you come to Africa, you see black people getting together. Like you go to the club and you leave the club without seeing a fight. And because you know, if you go in America, if you go to the club, somebody's gonna shoot up the club, somebody fighting, club's always gonna shut down. It's just like a lot of people just need to see like black people cooperating without drama. And I think that would change a lot of people's lives and they could probably take some of that back to the States and spread it through America.
That's so real. Yo, you should have streamed this to your channel, man. I had the link. This is good live, man. Someone asking, what was you guys' biggest inspiration to choose Africa?
Mhm. Let me go first then on this one. Y'all can go after me.
Okay.
Like I said though, like I like the animals and the nature in Africa. I don't think there's anywhere else where they got better nature, wildlife, and maybe Craig Greatness. You've been to a lot, and Tony, you too. Y'all been all around the world. Like I feel like Africa might have the best. I don't know. Maybe y'all might agree with me or not. But so I was initially attracted to Africa because of the nature, the animals and stuff. But as I continue to do research on it, I start to feel more attached to the culture, and the people and the government, and that sort of thing. So, and then learning about the prices, it's a lot cheaper to live here. So all of this stuff, like, there's so many reasons why I wanted to come here. So just kind of like a combination of all that. I don't know if you feel the same way, Kid Greatness.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I always had like this, like I can't really explain it. Like I always had like this feeling that one day I will move back to Africa to live. Cause like I like being around my people. Like I like being around black people. Like I'm not
Mhm.
one of those people that like develop self-hatred because I feel like in our community there's a lot of self-hatred. That's why like a lot of people I'll be like, even on my channel, I did lives and I'm talking about coming to Africa. Like my passport bros gonna come to Africa, and the dudes is saying like, "Oh, chicks is
Yep.
nappy headed. Africa's like dirty, blah blah blah." And I'm like, bro, it's no difference if you go into like a DR or a Colombia or Brazil. Like all these countries have their problems, but they're coming from a self hatred. They don't like themselves.
Hmm.
But I always liked black people. That's why I said I would always come to Africa and live. I didn't know what country it was going to be, but I always had that feeling that I'm gonna return home to the motherland. And I feel like once I went to Tanzania the first time, it just solidified it for me, and I was like, yeah, I'm hooked. I will have to live in Africa. I don't know what country. Probably gonna be Kenya right now. Kenya's my favorite, but I'm gonna stay there. And if I have to move to another country, I'll move to another country. But I'll always, cause like it's like yo, you feel like the thing is like I don't know about y'all. I want to ask y'all this question. When y'all feel like out in Africa, don't you feel like your mind is at rest? Like you ever had that point where you don't like you're just quiet? It's just like you just sitting there. You're not worried, no stress. And you're like, damn, like this feels good. Like you're not, yeah. You're not even. You don't even want to do that. You just want to post up for a minute. You don't need no girl. Like you don't need no girls. You don't need no alcohol. You just chilling. And like I feel like that's the most beautiful experience. It's like a Zen moment, and that's why that was like my reason. Well, that was like my inspiration, but that's my reason for wanting to come back and stay in the continent.
I agree with you totally, man. Like the Zen feeling, it put me at like peace of mind. I can meditate daily. You know, I meditate daily. I'm just relaxing. I could just be here by myself. Um, I do think the self hatred thing is real. Like you see it on the Facebook groups, people talking about black women, all black women, dark skinned black women. It's like, damn, you know, and it'd be dudes dark like me or even darker and talking about dark skin. And it's like, damn, like I know what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? I know what happened to them. Like they couldn't take the jokes. They couldn't take the African booty scratcher comments. They couldn't fire back. So it caused them to hate blacks. And it's always we're at each other's throats, like he said. You know, so it is a lot of self-hate. A lot of people hate their own people in America. They pedestalize Chinese. I see black people pedestalizing Japanese people, all types of stuff, and it's like, yo, why don't you love yourself? You know what I'm saying? But they don't love their families. They don't love nothing. They don't love nothing black. So I guess I can't blame them. They don't love. They never have nothing black they're attached to. So
That's like they love everything black, but they don't want to see a black person doing it. Because if you go to DR and you see chicks wearing wigs and they have the same mannerisms as a black woman, it's okay. But if it was a black woman doing that, they're like, oh nah, this chick is off the curse. But you would see dudes get cursed out by Colombians, cursed out by Brazilians, cursed out by Thais. But it's okay. She can have the cornrows, she can have the long nails, but it's okay because she's not black. And it's crazy to me. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just had to add that. They love black stuff, but it just can't be a black person with this.
That's real. Like that's a real thing, bro. Like, and that was kind of even myself in a way, because I danced around coming to Africa. You know, I lived in Asia first, right? But then I went back to America. And from America, I was so infatuated with Latina women. And then I had my white boy told me, he's like, bro, you like black women. Why are you in Latin America? Why don't you just go to Africa? And I'm like, scratching my head like, damn, you know, you got a point. Because at first, but it's also the rhetoric they sold to us, right? They told us Africa was a dirty place. You're going to get hit with the blow dart. You're going to get hit with a spear. You know, like they're savages, cannibalistic. They never put, and then that's another difference between black people from America and black people from the UK. Black people in the UK were told to go back to Africa and to invest in the land. Black people in America, they told us not to go. But that has a lot to do with us being the biggest consumers in America. If all the black people left America and stopped buying things in America, America would tank. We consume so much. People get their tax money. What the first thing they're gonna do? Buy a Louis bag. Use the whole 3,000 on a Louis bag. You know what I'm saying? Not even anything of value. It's a Louis bag. But yeah, man, you're right, man. And that self hatred, they taught us to hate each other. So crazy, bro. Like, so crazy. It's sad. It's sad. The whole gangster thing, even too. Like, there's no gangsters in East Africa. There's no gangs and all that stuff. That was invented by Anglo-Saxon. That's an Anglo-Saxon design. People don't even know it. Like you were talking about being from this block and that block. They don't even have that dynamic in Africa. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if you live this street. Well, they have the tribes, but it's not like a gang war type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. Oh, you're from that tribe? Cool. They have mixed tribe families. I think there's some more questions. Let's see. Hold on, try before we.
I'm gonna head out in like 10 minutes.
Okay? Yeah. I'm trying to get a few more minutes, and I'm gonna cut it off. We almost did 3 hours. We had some more questions. Damn, we got some more. Let me hit this next one. I think someone said, okay, how is the married life going? It's cool, man. The most annoying thing about your wife, quick summary. I already went into how we met and stuff. Met out in mall. It was cool, but the most annoying thing you're gonna deal with is cultural differences. You know what I'm saying? The cultural differences goes down to even culinary. You know, there's a lot of cultural differences, and you could answer that too, because I think it's a question. And then someone had a question for Kid Greatness, his longest relationship in Africa. But yeah, how's the married life going for you, bro? Like, what's something annoying your wife does? Like, that's what they want to know. Get personal with the
Yeah,
audience.
no, you're right, Tony. Cultural differences is the thing that you have to deal with when you first come here to Africa and you start a relationship. You have to learn and you have to learn how to communicate. Like
Mm-hmm.
like when you're getting with these women in Africa, right? Communication is key, right?
Yes, sir.
So if
They
you
can be
can't communicate well, right, and you can't understand, their culture, understand where they're coming from or why they're doing something, you're not gonna get along so well with them, you know. So you have to. I think communication is key. But for us, we're good now. I mean, we passed all of that, those most of those stages now. So I mean, we understand who we are. We understand cultural differences and all that. So it's pretty smooth for me and her.
Kid Greatness. Someone wants to know what's the longest relationship you had in Africa.
Relationship, probably like a half a year
Okay.
or like
Wow.
8 months or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I can't say I had a super long relationship like y'all because y'all been living there for. I think I was only in Tanzania for like a year or something before I bounced.
Would you say communication was or cultural differences was a problem for you at all, or something that you had to handle or deal with?
I mean, the girls that I dated though, they were kind of like more modern. I don't know
Mm,
what it is. I always run into like modern women, so she was kind of like up on American stuff. But like one girl I dated, there was some cultural differences. But like like the concept of like upkeep money or maintenance money.
mm, mm.
I don't know how they say it in Kenya. Like I know they used to call it upkeep money in
Upkeep.
Tanzania. Like when like
Hmm.
even if you're talking to a girl, like even before like you meet her, you got to send her money to get ready for the date.
Hmm.
So it's like, I mean, that's kind of weird. I'm like, damn, like I don't mind paying for dinner. I don't mind paying for everything else. Like that, you can't even get some clothes to go up to the date. Like, like I'm not
Right.
your father. Like damn, like I don't need a
Uh-huh.
pet. Like you got to be able to bring something to the table. But yeah,
Right.
I experienced that a lot. Like girls, like yo,
Mm.
you got to send me some credit, send me a bundle so we can talk.
Mm.
I'm like, I just met you. How am I
Right.
Nah, those
giving
are
you a
scammers
bundle
though.
to talk to you?
Those are
Mm.
scammers though. Those are scammers. Like the
Mhm.
girls that are doing that are scamming. They're not. They have no intention of meeting you. They're gonna take the money and they're gonna run. And that's what you got. That's why I don't like online dating. Even in person, some girls like in Uganda in the mall in Acacia Mall. You know, if you go and especially if you go to the higher end place and you're gonna come across girls that are very westernized. Oh, someone just sent the super chat. Hey, let's see. Let me hit this super chat real quick.
What's up?
You gonna come across westernized girls. As a Pakistani Canadian with no prior knowledge of Africa, you helped me decide Kenyan, Tanzania. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. We helped you. You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
Mm.
got a lot of information. Kid Greatness came with some fire. You know what I'm saying? Some real philosophical stuff. It was real dope, man. I
Mhm.
appreciate him showing up, helping us out with the stream. Made it go. You know what I'm saying? He really came with some real good information. What are we saying? Self-hatred, passport bros, and focus on non-black featured women. Yeah, man, that's another thing too. The non-black featured. So it's like they like black women, but they don't want it to be a pure black girl. Because Dominican girls are black. The girls who look
Yeah.
just like us. They'll have weave in, and these guys get tricked into thinking their hair is actually curly, but she has a weave, and they just don't know how
Wow.
to spot weaves. You know what I'm saying? Like these
Mm.
guys don't know.
Yeah.
It's just they want to affirm the self hatred. So that
Mm.
I'm not gonna say they don't know. They might know it's a weave or think it's a weave, but they don't care because they got cheap weaves. It's not even nice. It's all shiny and shit. You can tell that's not real hair. You know, like, you can tell.
Yeah.
But that self hatred is so real, man. So someone got a question for you, or the statement. Thanks to Kid Greatness and USA Meets Kanye, I've been thinking about them. Yeah, hey man, you got a lot of fans, bro. You got to keep dropping it. probably at least the live streams. I'll pull up to your live sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We could co-stream too and chop it up. Like this time, it was cool. A lot of people liked it. Like, no, but they's talking about it's amazing how some brothers leave reckless comments on African streams, but make excuses for Latin. Yo, Latin America, they're literally killing people. Not just brothers, they're killing everyone with drugs, all types of shit. And you know, people are making excuses for Medellin, saying, "Oh, you guys just don't know how to move. You guys," it's like, how else can you move? You know, like Have you guys been drugged in Africa? Have you guys been drugged at all? Scopamine, robbed? You know what I'm saying?
I've never been robbed. In any country I've been to, I haven't been robbed.
Nope.
But yeah, I don't know. That Colombia thing is crazy. Like the thing is like, I don't know what's so I've never been to Colombia, but I don't know what's so special about Colombia where like it's literally a country where you can't even use Tinder because if you use Tinder, the girl's gonna scope you. You can't go to this place. You can't leave your drink because somebody's gonna throw something in it. Like I can imagine having fun there because you're gonna constantly be paranoid. Like I'm gonna be with a girl and I'm like, yo, okay, did she take a shower? Oh, is there any white stuff on her? I gotta check her. Like it's like what do you like? I don't know how dudes are having fun like that. Like it makes no sense to me when you go into a place to relax and have fun, but your defense has to be 110, not even 100%, 110% because they're so sophisticated with their scoping people, robbing people, the setups. It's insane to me.
Wow.
No, yeah. It's because they have like it's like a crime organization. You know what I'm saying? They have crime cells where they're targeting foreigners. They already they target Colombians, but they really going after us, especially if you stand out. And you got guys going with blinged out fucking little bracelets, chains. You know, so these guys are salivating at the mouth seeing you walk into the bar. You know, they're like guys counting crazy pesos, trying to flex because they're taking that flexing culture from America and bringing it overseas. But there's real killers out here. You know what I'm saying? People are really trying to get that money. So I would advise against doing that. So,
but Tony, okay, greatness. Do y'all feel like Africa is going to be going in that direction? Because I think in South America, in Colombia, Brazil, I don't know for sure, but there's a lot of foreigners over there. I think, right? And Africa, it's just kind of just now starting. More foreigners are starting to come over to Africa. So, do you feel like in Africa is going to be going? You know, it's going to turn into like a Colombia or somewhere in South America in the future?
Yeah, Tony, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
you can go first. You go first.
Uh, it's hard to say if Africa is gonna turn into that. It's because like so many people still have that negative impression of Africa. Like, because the reason why they like going to Brazil, Colombia, DR. It's because everybody knows those places. So when they go there and they throw money in the air, they know people gonna be like, "Oh, yo, you wilding out in DR." But if you gonna throw money in like Nairobi, there's a lot of people that's not gonna pay you any mind. Like, yo, I don't care. Like you throwing money because the Nigerians been doing that over here for a minute now, and they got real money. Like you out here with you doing your little like take your little 30K, 40K, 50K. And these dudes got whole businesses or their family is like ministers and they just got a place in Kenya. So they come out here with their Benz or their Bentley parked in the front and then they just make it rain. They got like 4 bottles. Like, and you're not competing with them. Like, so that's why I feel like it's kind of hard for brothers to come out here because number one, you're not going to stand out because all the people are black in general. Like, everybody's black. So you don't even stand out. So nobody's even know you until you start speaking. And then it doesn't have the clout. Like how many come on, you gonna post like I'm in Nairobi. How many let's be honest, how many dudes is gonna care if you threw some money in a club in Nairobi? Most people ain't gonna know like where's Nairobi at? Like is that like oh no, I'd say like Dar es Salaam, because people know Nairobi. Dar es Salaam. Where's Dar es Salaam? Well, what is that? Is that in South Africa? Is that
People
in the
don't
Middle
know.
East?
Right.
Like
Right.
I don't know where that's at. You could be so until Africa has like that clout factor, maybe if like like some NBA players like Anthony Davis or somebody came out here, like Ja Morant came out here and was wilding out in like Nairobi, and dudes seeing that on the gram. They're like, oh, it's like that in Africa. Then they would start doing that. But it doesn't have the clout yet. So I don't see it happening anytime soon.
And like you're saying too, like the Nigerians are the biggest tricks. Like I remember black American girl was saying Nigerian dudes paying her like $1,000 a night. I was like, damn, and there's nothing for them. You know, they're throwing crazy money. You know, but they're also wild. From what I heard, like they be putting stuff in girls' drinks and stuff like that. Like they be on some real demon time. So they on some real demon. But you gonna work for that $1,000? They gonna take it out your ass. Like they're really crazy. So I mean, that comes with it, I guess. Though, but yeah, these guys are really balling. Because people talk about Black Americans throwing money, spending money, but we're nothing like Nigerians. Oh, well, we're similar, right? Because we come from them, but how they got money, Nigerians got money. Nigerians have money. Nigeria, they coming out here.
They getting money legally and illegally.
Yes.
So, like, that's why I'm like, yo, you don't want to compete with them.
No, yeah, I found a whole new respect for them. I found a whole new respect for Nigerians. I didn't know they were getting to the bag like that until I got to Africa. And pretty much every African country has like a group of Nigerians that I've been to has like Nigerians living there. Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa. There's like neighborhoods of Nigerians being around, you know, but they also have a bad reputation. So people think I'm Nigerian. Yeah, and that could also, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us, descendants of slaves, the Atlantic slave trade, a lot of us may look more Nigerian. So, you know, they don't have the best reputation in every country. Any closing statements for guys coming? Somebody said they bought their ticket already. Like they just booked their ticket. Where'd you book your ticket to, bro? Where exactly? I don't think he said where he booked his ticket to, but we got people booking tickets. You know what I'm saying? But just be aware. You know, nothing's perfect. These places are cool, but you know there might be power outages, and then there's also how much you spend on your accommodations. Don't go super cheap like in South America. People in South America will get like $25 a day rooms and be cool. If you do that in Africa, you're gonna be upset. In Africa, $25 a day, you're gonna have a really fucked up room. You're gonna be really upset. Pay the money in Africa. Kid Greatness could attest to that, right? You stay in nice places.
Yeah, I stay in nice place. Yeah, if you want to see what a cheap place is, you could do my what was that $10 a day video. Like I stayed in like a $4 room. That's a $20 room is going to be an upstep for that. You might have a TV in that room. That room didn't have no TV, no AC, no nothing. It looked crazy.
Oh.
So that, but yeah, spend the money. The thing is, for Africa is like, especially accommodations, it's not really cheap if you're not living there and you don't have an apartment. Like if you just stay in a hotel, you're going to spend like, and you want good accommodations, like 50 to 100 US easy a night. I mean, I don't know. Maybe y'all feel like y'all can find cheaper than that. Like the good accommodations where you're going to be like Western standards. I say like the cutoff part probably like $40 is the minimum, but I say 50 to 100.
Well, because think inflation hit here too. So it was once like 30, 40, but now it's like 50 and up, 50 and change and up for if you want a place with AC generator and stuff like that. You can get a place for $4, $5 a night. But you're coming from America, that is going to be a huge culture shock. And you're not going to be able to take it right away unless if you're built like that. And most people aren't going to be ready for that. You guys,
I agree. Yeah, I say you want to try to get a place that's at least $25 a night if you're trying to go for an Airbnb or something. That's going to give you a decent place. Yeah, for us, we always pay for something around 25 for my family, and we travel from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. We always got good places for $25. So I think 25 is usually a good price. You know, if you go somewhere under 20, you know, I usually never go that low. You know, you're gonna get some cockroaches. Maybe you might get some, So I think, but if you want air conditioning, like you said, AC, you want to do like 30, 35 and up for AC.
For 80, yeah, and if you want a generator is going to be at least $50 for generator because they got to pay for the gas. You got to put all these expenses into account. Wait, maybe you can.
Yo, bros, I gotta go, yo.
All right, man.
Everybody that's on the live, subscribe to Traveling
live.
Tony. Subscribe to US Meets Kenya. These two good brothers. Subscribe to support them.
Greatness.
Don't
subscribe to Kid Greatness. I gotta get some. I'm gonna make Diego my moderator as well, so he could drop, because he's always here, so he could drop people's links in the chat. I don't know if he minds that I'm gonna add him as a mod. You out too, Keith, or are you finishing thought?
Yeah, I'll get out. Hey, Kid Greatness, thanks for chilling with us.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
So we appreciate it, guys. Shout out everybody. Thank you. Closing video, everyone. Thank you.
All right.
I always give away too much. It's like I've got no sense of touch. I'm always pouring out my heart. No, little by little here. I'm always pushing things too far. 2, 5, 6, 10 drinks at the bar. No. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of